You tell me when and I'll turn it on. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome back to San Diego League Baseball at San Diego Christian High School. It's opening day and we've already had one game conclude. That was Brewers versus Warriors. The Brewers taking that one 3-2 after scoring 3 in the bottom of the 6th. And now it's time for the second game, and I think the biggest one of them all, the rematch of last year's championship game where the Jets took that one over the Longboarders 13-12 in extra innings. Guess what? Coaches are the same, the teams are a bit different, but that doesn't matter. The level of competition, the level of talent, it's there. Alongside Mark Rogoff, our VP of Marketing, I'm Cameron Ezair, doing your play-by-play today and for the entire summer. So
He made me join you guys.
it's nice to have another voice on the broadcast. Definitely someone with a baseball background too.
It is exciting to have these teams playing today. As Cameron mentioned, same teams as last year's championship game. You have head coach Wayne Franklin of the Jets. You have head coach Dylan Smith of the Longboarders. Dylan was a graduate assistant at Kansas State with their baseball program this past spring. Wayne Franklin played in the big leagues for parts of 7 years. The Silver Fox, as some like to call him. He's got some nice silver going on his head. But both tremendous guys, tremendous leaders, tremendous coaches, and I'm sure both teams will be coached up well.
And Wayne Franklin, a pitching coach at Menlo College here in California. Both coaches ready, both teams ready. We'll get you the game in around 10 minutes. But before that, we're going to send it down for our national anthem in just a couple minutes' time with Alexis
Alfaro.
Alexis
Alfaro.
It's crazy because I struggle sometimes with the names of these players, having to walk around and ask them. There's so many guys. And then I got Alexis Alfaro giving us our national anthem. But before that, these two teams, a plethora of talent. I mentioned in the last live stream that on the Jets they have a couple guys in the top 10 in their class at Nevada, or in Nevada in that state, and then they have a lot of local San Diego guys. San Diego well represented in this league. If you look at the two starting pitchers for today's game, James Sashin and Jake Miller, both University of San Diego guys, and a bunch of other San Diego guys represented as well.
Yeah, the one thing that jumps out about the Jets is their physical size. Probably the most physical team in the 8-team San Diego League. Got some big dudes out there. Not that size is everything, but they got some guys who are going to be able to bang the ball, it appears.
Of course, big Grant Holman, 6'6". Goes to Cal. That's from Chula Vista East, like you can see him from afar. It looks like everyone on that team is at least 6 feet tall, just big guys that are ready to just pummel the ball. And then on the Longboarders, they have a lot of crafty players on the Longboarders. One of their top pitchers is not here today, but they have some great players that a couple guys that went to San Diego State. And just watching their practice, you can see they don't just have power, but they're clinical, and I think Coach Dylan Smith really instills that in them.
Yeah, and one thing that jumped out at their practices this week was just the energy. There's a lot of high-energy guys, it appears. They're ready to play. They're ready to go, and ready against a pretty good team in the Jets. And we're just, as you can see on the live stream, waiting for Connor Little and his staff to finish grooming the field. No one better than Connor Little at getting the field ready. He and his staff rebuilt the pitching mound. They rebuilt the plate, put in a new plate. They rebuilt the bullpen down the first base line. They built the bullpen down the third base line. He fixed up the cages. He knows how to do it right to get a field ready for baseball. There's no question.
Yeah, we're pulling out all the tricks for you guys to watch some live baseball, and I know it's been a while. I think we talked about it about 3 months' time, and since the last live baseball game. And as you see, all the players are lining up for the national anthem. We're going to send it down to the field to Alexis
Alfaro.
I'll get it.
Hopefully
one day.
You can pick up the audio. It's impressive. It's an impressive voice. And as soon as they get tidied up, they'll get going.
Ready? Let go.
Well,
Cameron,
we hope you were able to hear that. Go ahead, Cameron.
That was amazing. I'm Cameron Izero. Alongside me is Mark Rogoff, our VP of Marketing. Spent time and with a lot of major league teams, so he knows his stuff. And we're about
Not
to
everything, though. Not everything.
We're about to get underway with the Jets and the Longboarders, a rematch of last year's championship game in the inaugural season of the San Diego League from a year ago. And this is, I mean,
yeah, what a day.
Right.
Upper 70s, not a cloud in the sky now after a little June gloom burned off this morning. You got a USD battery currently warming up. Jake Miller pitching, Caleb Ricketts catching. You had a USD alum singing the national anthem in Alexis Alfaro. It's a very San Diego day here in the county.
San Diego well represented in this league, as you can see by all the team names. And one thing to mention, year ago, there were 4 teams in the league, and 4 new teams were added. So in this past game, the Brewers weren't a part of it. It was only the Warriors, Jets, Longboarders, and the Hooks. So you're going to see 3 new teams tomorrow as well. And all these jerseys, everything really inspired by San Diego. And I think that's what makes the San Diego League so special.
Yeah, when I first came on board here, I just knew the San Diego League is very San Diego. There's really not much else of a selling point, frankly. Who wouldn't want to be in San Diego playing baseball in the summer, going to the beach, and we'll tell you about some of the guys out there who are living that life, playing ball here, living out in Pacific Beach, and having a good summer and developing and getting ready for school in the fall.
Yeah, and a lot of D1 talent. I was talking with Coach Dylan Smith of the Longboarders, and he was telling me that the influx of D1 talent is going to just make this is just going to enhance this league even more. 115 D1 players, 54 of them go to the respective schools in San Diego, those being University of San Diego, University of California, San Diego, and San Diego State. So we're about to get underway. Jets, Longboarders, a rematch of last year's final. Will there be bad blood? I don't know. We're going to see.
I doubt it, but a good rivalry never hurts.
First pitch is high, the top of the plate, and up for the Longboarders is Austin Mowry.
So Maxwell Foxcroft.
This is
actually.
Maxwell Foxcroft.
Flip over that card.
Flipping, yeah, he's flipping these teams. Swung on, that's a foul ball to the left for Foxcroft. As on the mound right now is Jake Miller. And Mark, I know you got a lot to say about Jake Miller.
Yeah, I've known Jake for a few years now, but really his performance speaks for himself. So we'll let him do that to get going here.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one's low and inside for Miller. And I was talking to Coach Wayne Franklin of the Jets before the game, and I said, why'd you put in Jake Miller? Of course, his stats speak for themselves. He said, I watched his bullpen, and it looked like he never left. Swung on and missed by Foxcroft.
Yeah, Jake is a pretty polished pitcher. He's pitched both in relief and starter at USD, can really do any role. Succeeded as a starter this year with a little no-hitter, which we can talk about in a little bit as we get prepared for this 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, that was a no-hitter, 7-0 against Monmouth. I think that'll be a talking point throughout this game. That one's in the dirt, as it's a full count for the first batter of this game. Now, Maxwell Foxcroft, the shortstop for the Longboarders, primarily plays a little second base at San Diego State. He attended Modern Days from Newport Coast, so in the area, up north a little bit, but that one's in the dirt, and Miller walks his first batter as Foxcroft trots to first with no outs in the first inning. Now, Mark, you've watched enough Jake Miller. What are you expecting from him in this matchup?
It's all about, well, in this matchup we'll see, but really for him and his arsenal, it's all about the changeup. He's a master changeup artist, still developing his curveball and slider, but he's a big presence on the mound, and he will throw strikes.
That one's in the dirt right as you say that, as Foxcroft gets to second base off that passed ball. And at the plate for the Longboarders is Cade Kretschmar.
Cade Kretschmar, a Dartmouth attendee. We like those Ivy League guys.
Right.
Can definitely play ball, get an Ivy League education and be set for life either way.
Appeared in 31 games, starting 16, including the first 6 games of the season. So coaches there have confidence in him. Another ball in the dirt, as Ricketts is going to keep Foxcroft where he's at. And I think Ricketts is going to have a word with Miller. Both of them roommates, so they're pretty close.
Yeah, and if for those of you joining us this afternoon who weren't with us this morning, if you see a black box on the field between the pitcher and the catcher, that is a Rapsodo machine, and that's measuring the pitcher's spin rate, velocity, and a bunch of other things, I believe. Not all of which I know about, to be honest, but we are going live in-game with it. If it hits it, it's in play. The only way it's not in play is if it hits it and rolls foul before it's touched in front of the baselines, but it is in play.
That's swung on by Kretschmar to right, and that's Austin Mowry over to Grant Holman for the first out of this inning, and that advances Foxcroft to third. And if you watched our live stream earlier, you'll remember that it was a very low-scoring game. Only 2 of the half innings were scored in, and I think a lot of us are expecting that this is much higher scoring.
Yeah, I think so. You look at the teams playing, but keep in mind, still the the timing of these hitters. They're still trying to get it. It may take a few games, may take a week. We'll have to see, but I think the hitters need to get their timing back. And
there's Hendry over to right, and that's going to sneak its way into the outfield, and in comes Foxcroft to score, and just like that, the Longboarders are on the board. That one,
nothing.
Yeah, that one looked like it just squeaked.
Yeah, that was
past.
a hot shot to Mowry at second. Yeah, pretty tough in between hop. Didn't really get in front of it, but we'll see what the score says. I say hit on that one.
That was actually the exact same thing that happened to Jack early in our previous game that gave the Brewers a bit of an advantage, as that's a strike thrown right down the middle from Jake Miller.
Yeah, and actually Mowry was a little surprised to see himself in the lineup at second base. He said he really hadn't taken any ground balls this week at practice. I guess that means he was in the outfield, but he'll be okay out there. He'll be all right.
Miller checks on Henry. Wyatt Henry, the catcher for this team, at first.
You got Ricketts back behind the plate, right?
Oh, catcher for the Longboarders.
Yeah.
That's Wyatt Henry is at first base after that.
Got
after
it.
that
Henry
hit.
got the hit. Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I was confused.
It was catcher on catcher when they were when he was at the plate. Got that ball to squeak past Mowry, and now he's at first. And Taylor Moe is at the dish. And swung on and missed, and there's a check from Ricketts that's going to go into the outfield. And that throw from Mac Bingham not in time, as Wyatt Henry gets to second. And one thing that's amazing about that Rapsodo is it gives us that information to tell you that Jake Miller is getting about 88 to 90 on that fastball.
Right, yeah, like we said, fastball. It's also doing spin rate and some other things, I believe. But, yeah, hopefully it's not too big of a distraction. It shouldn't be, because a lot of these guys have done it in the fall, and I know USD has done it in the fall. Mm-hmm. But now in live games, here it is. And that missed up, and we're at 2-2.
For Taylor Moe, the first, or primarily the first baseman, but he is in left field now, really more of a utility guy. Previously played at Angelina College. He's now at Clark University, an NAIA school. He's going to check that one. It's going to be a strikeout, the first one for Jake Miller. And as he found his groove, that's something that Coach Wayne Franklin needs him to find.
Yeah, and that looked like the changeup right there. That was his bread and butter. He actually hung it a little bit, potentially got away with it right there, but nonetheless got the strikeout looking for his first strikeout. 2 outs in the inning.
Connor O'Brien heading to the plate now for the Longboarders, the 5th guy to hit in this inning, as the Longboarders lead the Brewers 1-0 early in the top of the first. That one is low and on the outside corner for Jake Miller.
Strike one. Great pitch. Great pitcher's pitch right there.
Connor O'Brien out of Bradley University in Illinois, class of 2022 at the plate. Swings away at that one, and that's going to be strike 2. almost looked like he wanted a check swing, but it got him too late.
Yeah, that looked like Jake's slider. Pretty good pitch there. Kept it off the plate, got him to chase, and he's way ahead, 0-2.
And O'Brien became the first Bradley freshman to earn all Missouri Valley Contest first team honors since Doug Robertson, as he's going to hit that one up the middle. And Myro is going to get it to Holman to retire the side, and that's how the top of the first is going to end. The Longboarders get on the board early as they lead the Jets 1-0. Coming up for the Jets is Mowry, Bingham, and Ricketts. We'll be back in a few.
That's a strong top three.
And as we head into the bottom of the first inning, James Sashin is warming up, and we mentioned it before. This is an all University of San Diego pitching matchup with Jake Miller and Sashin both on the mound for their respective teams. Sashin, class of 2022, 6'5", 245. He can really sling it, and he's from Massachusetts, Oak Bluffs, Massachusetts.
Big kid from the East Coast.
And he actually, it's interesting, he actually redshirted his first year because he spent his freshman year at USD but just didn't play baseball. So he walked on the team as a sophomore. I think that the University of San Diego coaches were pretty happy to see a 6'5" guy walk on the field and say, I want to be on the team.
If he can throw strikes, that's the most important thing.
Right.
Throwing strikes, limiting the damage with walks, and let's see what he can do.
Stepping up to the plate for the Jets is their second baseman, Austin Mowry, number 30.
Also an Ivy Leaguer. We got a Columbia University guy.
Got some smart kids on this team. They could probably run the Rapsoda too.
We'll probably work for him one day.
2018 graduate of La Jolla Country Day, which is obviously in La Jolla, and he was the captain of the Tories in his senior year.
Same high school that his name's escaping me, on the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh,
his father's the head coach.
Now it's
I should know it off the top of my head, but I don't. Tommy Edmond. There
you go. That one is right down the middle, a little on the outside corner for Sashin. Count is 0-1. Sashin to Mowry. The exact same spot. Good accuracy there for a strike. 0-2 is the count.
And that ball's cutting a little bit, right? And
yeah.
Coach Smith said that basically throws all cutters, huh?
Yeah, he pretty much said that he loves Sashin in this first game because guys are still adjusting, and when you're getting thrown cutter after cutter, you got to get used to it. That one swung on to right. Max Jung Goldberg over to Connor O'Brien for the first out of the inning. And another thing that Coach Dylan Smith for the Longboarders said about his starting pitcher was he really likes that he throws cutters because you're switching from metal bats to wood bats in the summer, and guess what? You'll probably see a lot of broken bats today.
Yeah, we saw, what, 2 in the first game?
Yeah.
Pretty close to each other. Yeah, if he runs the cutter in on some guys, watch out for firewood.
Here's the opening pitch to Mac Bingham in that exact spot on that outside edge of the strike zone for strike number 1.
Mac Bingham, originally a USC commit, now playing his college ball at University of Arizona. Just finished his abbreviated freshman year there, at least on the field abbreviated.
That one is low and away. The first ball that is thrown by James Sashin.
Mac Bingham was a 2-sport star at Torrey Pines High School, also played football and I believe set all sorts of records in the county for his football playing.
That one's a bit low right down the plate, and Sashin right now is peaking around 86 to 87 on his, and then just this 2400 spin on the fastball. Rapsodo giving us literally everything possible when it comes to the pitches that he's throwing. That one in that exact same spot on the outside corner of the strike zone. And if James Sashin keeps getting that call,
he's locating very well so
he's
far.
Unstoppable at this point.
Yeah.
The count is 2-2, 1 out in the first. The Longboarders lead 1-0. Sashin with the 2-2 pitch. That one's hit right to the second baseman, Max Jung Goldberg, backing up just a little bit and making the catch to retire Mac Bingham, the University of Arizona stud. And next up is the guy that's catching for Jake Miller behind the plate, Caleb Ricketts, number 14.
And Ricketts, as you can see, is a left-handed hitter. Breeze has picked up a little bit out to right. We'll see if he can lift one up or maybe get a base hit the other way. Either way, I'm sure he'll take something.
That one's a chopper to the middle. There's Foxcroft over, and he's not going to make the play. Good speed by Caleb Ricketts. Connor O'Brien stretched as far as possible, but Ricketts shows his speed and gets to first. That's the first base runner for the Jets.
Brings up Grant Holman, local Little League star back in the day.
Right, 2013 West team. They did lose to Japan in the final, but the fact that they made it all the way to the Little League World Series final, and you're going to see him and then Micah Pietla-Wiggs as well on the same team. 2 outs in the inning, man on first. Here's Sashin with the first pitch. That one's in the dirt. Great stop by Wyatt Hendry behind the plate. And Grant Holman, he's hard to miss. I mean, you see him in practice. You saw him right before the game. Just a hard thrower and a hard hitter.
Yeah, and this is Goliath versus Goliath right here. Pitcher and hitter. Here we go.
Yeah, 6'6" versus 6'5". Holman's going to watch that one breeze past him for a strike. And again, the
outside
exact
corner.
location.
Outside corner.
And you just wonder if hitters are going to pick up on this later in the game because they're not really understanding it right now in their first attempt against Sashin. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's fouled off of the catcher. The count will go to 1-2. And other than that last at-bat, even though it could have been an out, but Ricketts just beat the tag. Sashin is really making easy work of this Jets' first part of their lineup.
Yeah, and again, as we've talked about this morning and a little bit earlier on this broadcast, just the timing for these hitters, trying to get it back. Could take a couple games, could take a week, but they'll get it back eventually. They're too good not to, at least how I see it.
1-2 count, Sashin, and that's an inside ball that's fouled off to the right. Looked like a chopper that went past first base.
Yeah, it looked like a front door breaking ball in on Grant's hands that fought it off. Foul, still in the hole, 1-2.
And this Rapsodo is picking up a lot of spin on these fastballs. The count is 1-2. Ricketts at first. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled back to the right side. And the count stays 1-2. Grant Holman started all 16 games, splitting time on the mound. He was at first base as well, and then was the designated hitter. I mean, he can do it all.
He had a quality start on the mound over at LSU this spring, I believe. Or was that last year? Might have been last year.
It might have been. Well, Cal stud nonetheless. Here's Sashin. That's inside. Did that nick him at all? I don't think it did. But Sashin's pitch just got away from him there as the count goes to 2-2 with 2 outs. Mark's favorite, the 2-2-2.
Although it's the first inning, so
yeah,
we can't quite. But
Ricketts
the twos look nice.
Ricketts at first. Here's the pitch. Holman's going to swing on that and foul it to the left side. And he's fighting off a lot of these cutters.
Pretty good at bat for Grant, who this is his first at bat since taking a ball to the face. In his final game up at Cal this spring. So he's wearing pretty much a full cage over his face for protection. Looked like he had some sort of mouthpiece or something going too, but hopefully he settles in, gets comfortable in the box quickly here.
The 2-2 pitch to the Eastlake alumni, Grant Holman. And that one looked a bit low, and it's called a ball. Full count, 2 outs. Ricketts on first. Sashin trying to get out of what could be a jam after this pitch, and Grant Holman trying to get his team back in the game as they're down 1-0. Sashin's going to check on Ricketts, and he slides back to the bag. And it's going to be an interesting first couple innings. Of course, the pitchers shift back and forth, or there's a lot of pitching changes. You know, it's a long season to see Sashin versus Miller, that University of San Diego battle, as that's a strikeout to end the inning. James Sashin controlling the bottom of the first, as we're going to head to the top of the second, as the Longboarders will take we'll get back to hitting, and the Jets will take the field. We'll be back in a few. Top of the second, rematch of last year's final, Jets, Longboarders, and it has come to my attention that Mark has a little more to say about Jake Miller.
Oh, we just want to give a shout out to his parents, up in the Thousand Oaks area. We know Mike's watching. Mike, a former NFL star. We have Whitney, his mom, is watching. His younger brother Jake, who just finished his freshman year in high school, just turned 15. He's already 6'4", almost 200 pounds. Should have his choice of whichever school he want to go to if he keeps doing his thing. He's also a pitcher. And you have Jake's sister Riley. So they're all watching back up in the valley, up in the LA area. And we say hello to all of them.
Yeah, shout out to the Miller family, especially because this guy is going to be dominant this entire summer, and we can't wait to watch him. Now up for the Longboarders is Tate Samuelson, as the Longboarders lead the Jets by a run early on in this one. That's fouled off of Ricketts' helmet. Let's talk a little more about Tate Samuelson. Cal Poly Slow 2021, described as a utility man, does it all. In summer of 2019, he played in the Cape for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. And 40 games, 121 at-bats, had 33 hits, a homer, 273 average. He averaged a 471 in the playoffs alone. Samuelson taking the 1-1 pitch. Swings on that one and bloops it deep right. Holman giving chase in that one, and Holman just ran out of room on that one.
Tried to hold the ball up like he caught it, but it clearly fell to the ground. He could not fool Mike out there, our base umpire. Mike will not be fooled.
As Samuelson will get back to the plate, and we'll do it all over again. 1-2 count. Jake Miller already a strikeout in this game, but the Jets do trail by a run. It's the top of the second inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Samuelson. That one is a strike, and he strikes out. His second, Jake Miller's second strikeout. And as he found his groove in the second inning.
Yeah, it looked like his curveball there. Had the first strikeout in the first inning there on a changeup looking. Gets one swinging here on the curveball.
And after Sashin's performance, Miller's saying, hey, what you can do, I can do better. As that first ball is low and in the dirt.
Absolutely, and Jake looks to be one of the frontline guys next spring, his draft eligibility spring.
That one's low yet again, almost in the dirt, and that's ball 2, 2-0 for
Hussman now.
Hussman, right? The DH. Carson Hussman at the plate. He's going to swing on that.
Fouls it off there.
Right, swing on that low ball, fouls it off to the backstop. And the DH, Carson Hussman. A lot of Bradley guys on this team. I noticed about 3 when I was looking all of them up. This guy from Indiana, so coming a long way. Plays in Illinois, and he joined the Braves, the Bradley Braves, as one of 8 freshmen among the 13 newcomers on that 2020 roster. A check swing, and that's going to be called for a ball.
Fouled off, sorry.
It was fouled off, okay.
Yeah, fouled off straight back. That's
check
all right.
swing, it looked almost like he held back, but a little half swing, and it went off the front end of his bat. As it's a 2-2 count. Miller again, a low ball, a little to the outside, as the count is full. Miller with already 2 strikeouts. No one on base, 1 out in the top of the 2nd inning. That swung on in a blooper, but it fouled off. It looked like his leg, and Hussman will stay alive. And it looks like Miller's really utilizing that low ball, trying to get it a little in the dirt, trying to get the batters to chase.
Yeah, that looked like a changeup there that Hussman fouled off. But yeah, I mean, any pitcher obviously is going to want to work down for the most part, not give up the long ball.
Miller, here's the full count. That's inside, and that's going to hit him. As Hussman will walk his way to first after that hit him in the arm. I think the ump is asking where or if he got hit.
Well, it'd be ball 4 anyway, but yeah,
right, yeah.
So hit batsman. Ump signals hit batsman.
As Hussman makes his way to first, 1 out, and the Longboarders again have a guy on base. This time for the 2nd straight inning.
And here's a couple teammates facing each other.
Got to love it. Max Jung Goldberg playing at the University of San Diego. Actually, if you look at it, pitcher, batter, catcher, you got the entire University of San Diego right there. So when we mentioned, tried to pick him, did he get him? No, he didn't. Just missed.
Yeah, the Toreros are well represented. Under head coach Rich Hill, of course, who's been there a long, long time. Rich, hello, if you're watching.
As Max Jung Goldberg steps back at the dish, class of 2022, attended Palo Alto High School. He's going to try to pick him off again, and he just got back to the bag. I think Miller just trying to get some kind of momentum. You have 1 out in the inning. If you can pick off Hussman, 2 outs, and you're feeling a lot better about yourself.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a quick out there, but at the same time, it's probably good to try to fall into some rhythm. Throw a few more strikes and get these guys out.
The opening pitch, that one is high above the plate. For ball 1. The 1-0 count now to Max Jung Goldberg. And for all the fans watching, just want to remind you that in the bottom right with the scoreboard, as that one is away for ball 2. The bottom right in the scoreboard, the guest team are the Longboarders and the home team is the Jets. It's 1-0 in favor of the Longboarders, top of the 2nd. Man on first. And that one's high and away for ball 3, and Jake Miller has dug himself into a hole down 3-0. One could say that Jung Goldberg knows his pitcher well.
Yeah, he's probably just maybe sitting on that changeup waiting to see that. But
right, he's seen it enough.
We'll see if he gets the green light here.
And that was high, and again, another walk. And let's see if Coach Wayne Franklin has a word with his star pitcher, and that's exactly what he's going to do. The Silver Fox going out to talk to Miller. Miller already 2 strikeouts, but a couple consecutive walks and a run given up last inning. As the 7-year pro goes and talks to his star pitcher. Malcolm Smith will be up at the plate after Franklin has a word with Miller.
Yeah, and Wayne's, you'd call him an old school guy. But he is certified in driveline. Believe it or not, he finished that certification this spring, so he can speak that language. Obviously, a lot of pitchers these days have implemented that program into their training. So Wayne has that certification now and can speak the same language as them.
Is a pitching coach at Menlo. A lot of Menlo guys here. I asked him about that, and he said, "I'd love to see it because it's they're facing D1 guys they probably won't see at all throughout their entire college career." The count is 0-0, as that one is right down the middle. Looked like it had some dip in it.
Looked like a little two-seam fastball there, a little sinking action maybe. As Jake Miller gets ahead with the first pitch strike.
The 0-1 count to Malcolm Smith. Oh, that's inside, and that hit him in the back. And Jake Miller is struggling early, as Carson Hussman takes a base, and so does Malcolm Smith, as well as Max Yoon Goldberg. And the bases are loaded for the lead-off hitter, Max Foxcroft. Foxcroft led it off last inning, getting an opportunity to do it again, this time with bases loaded. I don't think he's complaining. University of San Diego to San Diego State. Doesn't get more San Diego than that. Max Foxcroft at the ditch, swings on that one. It's a chopper right back to the pitcher. Are they going to get two? Ricketts over to Grant Holman. And the Jets get out of the jam, and so does Jake Miller, as Malcolm Smith, a comebacker to Jake Miller, and then Miller to Ricketts, Ricketts to Holman, and we'll be back for the bottom of the second inning. Miller gets out of the jam, 1-0 in favor of the Longboarders.
I've already shouted you out, don't worry. Like when you're getting the field ready. No, there's no one better in the business. Yeah. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah.
Opening day of San Diego League Baseball. We're heading into the bottom of the second inning, and we understand that there's no scoreboard on the screen. We are working on that, but for now, it's 1-0 Longboarders. They scored in the top of the first, and we're just starting the bottom of the second inning. The Jets are in the navy, in that tan gray digi camo, or tan green digi camo, and then the Longboarders are in the blue. So the Longboarders are pitching right now to the home team Jets. And it is 1-0 Longboarders. The Longboarders trying to get revenge from last year's 13-12 extra innings loss in the inaugural season of the San Diego League.
It's been a long winter and spring, and
I think if Coach Dylan Smith was watching this, he'd want me to stop saying that.
That's ball one. Misses low and away with a breaking ball.
As number 23 for the Jets is coming up. That's T.K. Parker.
I got Johns hitting.
Is it Johns? Oh, yes, it is Johns. Yep, Johns. T.K. Parker's coming up. It'll be Gavin Johns, T.K. Parker, Paul Myro. That's my bad on that one, as Gavin Johns, the designated hitter for the Jets, actually came up to me a couple days ago and said hello. Standout guy, goes to Tennessee Tech University. He's really been all over the map. Went to, I don't want to missay this, Yavapai College. as that one's low, or actually no, that's going to go, it's going to creep into the strike zone for a strike. This 3-1 count.
Yeah, it looked like a 2-0 breaking ball, actually, so I think we're at 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1,
yeah,
pardon me.
Good pitch there.
I think that the ump fooled me and the person controlling the scoreboard as well, as the count is 2-1 here, Sashin. And that one's in for strike 2 again in that exact outside corner spot that Cutter's really hitting early. And I was mentioning Gavin Johns played at UCLA in 2017 and 2018, and then came over to Tennessee Tech for the past 2 years. Sashin to the DH man, Johns. He swings on that one. And that one's a passed ball. Gavin Johns is going to round first. He'll have a chance for 3. Cade Kretschmar is in the corner near the bullpens as Gavin Johns gets all the way to third base. Wyatt Hendry a little too ambitious on that throw as it whizzed past Connor O'Brien at first, and Gavin Johns turns nothing into something.
Yeah, so that'll go down as a strikeout wild pitch, and then he'll advance to all the way to third on an error 2.
Right.
So reaches on the strikeout wild pitch, and a lot of foul territory down there. Ball traveled pretty far on the ground down there, and he was able to go to third.
James Sashin getting some bad luck. First it was a ground ball to the shortstop, didn't get out Ricketts in time, and then this. Let's see if he can get out of this jam. As TK Parker is at the dish, and that's a strike right down the middle. Again, some cut to it.
Yeah, middle infielders are playing back, so they'll give up the run. Corners are pretty much straight up, halfway maybe.
1-0 Longboarders. That one's in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1 count. TK Parker is going to be heading to Long Beach State in the fall. Attended Granite Hills High School in El Cajon, which is about 2 minutes from where we are right now. So a little familiar with the area as Sashin delivers the 1-1 pitch to TK Parker. Parker swings and misses. That one's low, and that is strike 2 as James Sashin trying to get out of this jam.
Got him chasing low and away, gets ahead 1-2 with that breaking ball out of the zone.
Gavin Johns at third, 1-2 count, no outs in the bottom of the second. Parker swings and misses again, and James Sashin is controlling that strike zone.
He's certainly controlling the outer half, that is for sure. And that's his second strikeout on the day. He ended the first inning by striking out Grant Holman. And if he lives there, it appears he'll have some success.
Next up for the Jets is Paul Myro. Interesting story behind Paul Myro is in the top 10 in his class in Nevada, and a couple of other guys on this Jets team join him in that top 10 in Nevada. Goes to Palo Verde High School, or actually just graduated there, and will be heading to the Pac-12.
Oregon State.
In the fall,
yeah.
Oregon
And
State.
He was a top 10 player according to Perfect Game in his
Right.
draft class coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
As we await the next pitch.
Myro, chopper right into the dirt, and that's going to be a foul ball, the second strike.
Falls behind 0-2, and Paul came out to San Diego with his good buddies Josiah Cromwick and Paul Sean Pascalato. So the three of them are out here playing ball, living in a beach house in Pacific Beach. And
can it get better than that?
Having a great summer.
Paul Myro played 2 years of varsity football as well as baseball and was a stud at football. So a two-sport athlete. Myro, a chopper down the left side, and that's foul. So he'll stay alive, 0-2 count. As James Sashin is ahead of the count. Gavin Johns at third.
Paul Myro looking to even the score here if he can find a way to get a two-strike knock.
Big gap down the middle of the infield. Paul Myro, here's the 0-2 pitch from James Sashin. That one's in there for strike 3. Looked a bit low, but Sashin controls that strike zone and right now actually owns that strike zone.
Yeah, that was a fastball down. Could have been a little low, but Dave behind the plate thought strike, and he rung him up. A little bit of a delayed call, but it looked like a pretty good pitch, and there are 2 outs for Sashin.
And Sashin, after that error and Gavin Johns getting to third, is really playing well around a mistake made by his teammates. Swung on and missed by number 24, Nate Mills. Mills, the center fielder for the Jets, plays at Towson University, a D1.
Just outside of Baltimore.
Right, going to be heading there in the fall. As that one's low, he's not going to get the call for ball 1.
And I'm getting a report that Brewers head coach Matt Burgandy is virtually scouting. He's watching the game live right now.
Is that not to be expected? I feel like anyone...
Matt's a grinder. He's always watching. Always doing something.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Sashin, and that's a swing and a miss by Nate Mills. And Sashin's 1 strike away from getting out of this jam.
Not only that, he's 1 strike away from getting 4 strikeouts in an inning, which doesn't happen all that often.
Right. So for some history and to get out of the jam, James Sashin, and that one's fouled back to the right side. Still a 1-2 count.
History will have to wait. Although there have been pitchers who've gotten 5 strikeouts in a game. Not very often. Maybe count on one hand. We'd have to look that up.
Well, Sashin to get 4, swung on and fouled back behind the plate. And Nate Mills is saying, James Sashin, you cannot have this piece of history right now. He does not want his names in the San Diego League record book as the recipient or the guy that gave up or surrendered.
And if my laptop wasn't 10 years old and running slow, I would look up the 5 strikeout innings, but we'll stick to the present right now.
Well, guess what? No one in San Diego League baseball history has 4 strikeouts in an inning. It's going to have to wait, but that was an inside ball. A 2-2 count, and now Mark's happy. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2nd inning.
There we go.
Bottom of the 2nd, Longboarders lead 1-0. The University of San Diego player controlling the plate, swung on and missed. His 4th strikeout of the inning, and James Sashin is unstoppable. As we head to the top of the 3rd, Longboarders lead 1-0. We'll be back in a few. Top of the 3rd inning, a rematch of last year's championship game where the Jets took it all. We welcome you back to San Diego Christian High School. Wayne Franklin against Dylan Smith, Jets against Longboarders. And it's the top of the 3rd inning. The Longboarders in control 1-0 right now. Jake Miller still on the mound, a check swing. And he did not go, as it's going to be ball 1. And this story of this game has been James Sashin, the pitcher for the Longboarders. 5 strikeouts. Can you ask for anything better from your pitcher?
Not bad for your first outing.
Absolutely. Another check swing, that's going to be ball 2. And Jake Miller is struggling to find that strike zone.
And I think you got to cut Jake or anybody a little slack just first outing. Some may be more rusty than others, but there's a strike there on the inside corner to get back into it.
And of course, they're getting back to baseball after 3 months time being away from the game. So definitely cut him some slack, and he's still playing well, as that one is a high, deep ball to left field.
Well-located changeup by Jake right there.
Sam Dinerman with the catch for the Decks, the Jets.
Yeah, kept that changeup on the outer half. Kretschmar couldn't do much with it.
And I think they're going to say that, yeah, it's not a pitch because there was a ball that was in play from the bullpen. It looks like there's a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, and that ball came over into play.
Totally missed that. Thanks for catching that, Cam.
So not an out.
No pitch.
So Jake Miller's going to have to go back to work. The count's 3-1. And it does look like the Jets are warming someone up in relief for Jake Miller. That one is low, and Jake Miller's third walk of the game, low and inside, as Kretschmar
pitch was
heads
close,
to first.
but it was off the plate. And Jake issues a leadoff walk to start the third inning. No San Diego League pitcher will pitch more than 3 innings in his first outing. We'll see if Jake can make it through the third. If not, we got to get ourselves a pair of binoculars so we can tell our viewers who's warming up in the pen.
As that ball is high for ball one, Wyatt Henry is at the dish.
San Diego State catcher hitting from the right side.
Miller's going to check on Kretschmar after he walked him in 5 pitches.
His red and black Nike cleats from San Diego State don't exactly match his Chargers colored jersey, but
it's style.
Nonetheless,
it's a bit of style.
He's just here to play ball. I think they'd play ball in sandals if they had to.
Miller right down the plate for strike one. The count's 1-1 as the man warming up in the bullpen right now for the Jets is Jasper Nelson, who plays at Spokane Falls Community College in Washington.
Jasper, another one of the Vegas guys coming over from that landlocked state.
Swung on and a foul ball to the backstop as Wyatt Henry fighting off a couple pitches. That was a foul ball, and the count is 1-2.
Jake would love a double playground ball as much as a strikeout, I'm sure, if not more.
I think 4.63 is in the back of his mind right now. Miller, that's a ball on the outside part of the plate. That is ball 2, and the count's even at 2-2.
Yeah, slider couldn't get him a chase. Still at 2-2.
Wyatt Henry actually played at Antelope Valley College before he went to San Diego State. Led the team in several categories there. As the runner's going to go, but Hendry's going to foul that one off a liner to the left.
That was a changeup inner half. I'm not sure where Ricketts set up, but perhaps he intended to go in, try to bury it beneath his hands. Jake, a 2018 graduate at Newberry Park High School. He was teammates there, frontline starters with Carson Lambert. Carson, who's a pitcher at the University of Southern California.
Kretschmar at first, no outs, 2-2 count. Longboarders lead by a run here in the top of the second as Miller checks on Kretschmar. And the count's still at 2-2. Miller looks off the runner. Hendry at the dish. That one is low and a little outside for ball 3, and it's a full count. Hendry's worked these pitches well as Kretschmar still at first, and he went a couple pitches ago. The question is if Smith sends him, if his coach Dylan Smith sends him. He's not, and Hendry swings and misses. Jake Miller, his 3rd strikeout of the game, and the score still 1-0, but there's an out on that scoreboard. And now we have a scoreboard for the live stream for you guys.
Right.
So now if you look at the bottom right, the Longboarders are the guest team, and the Jets are the home team. So Longboarder scored in the top of the first. Miller checking on Kretschmar. A great play by Holman to keep that ball in front of the bag.
And that's a shout out to Nick from Pixelot, who's out in Massachusetts right now, who helps us out with all the technical aspects. So we thank you, Nick.
As Miller with 1 out in the inning. Kretschmar at first. That one is in the dirt and gets past. Ricketts is right by his feet, and Kretschmar will advance to second. And another man in scoring position for the Longboarders. I think one thing that differs from this game and last game, of course, guys on base, but guys in scoring position. And we mentioned this is probably our higher scoring game. The Longboarders already getting guys close.
Yeah, we didn't have a runner in
plate.
scoring position until the 4th or 5th inning in the morning game.
Miller's pitch, and that one is high above the plate for ball 2.
Yeah, not till the top of the 5th in the morning game.
And that was when the Warriors scored 2 runs, and then that next inning, the Brewers scored 3, and that's all we had. Swung on and driven to right field, a well-hit ball, and a little short, as that catch is going to be made by Bingham, and Kretschmar is running, and he's going to get to third in time. A sacrifice fly.
Not quite a sacrifice fly.
Pardon me.
But he did it. He did
Pardon
move him
me.
to third.
He didn't go to second and he didn't go to third to home. I'm getting a little too excited right here.
Everyone's got jitters first game of the season.
It's
That's
baseball.
All right, Cam.
Baseball's back. I gotta.
But yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if the viewers can pick up the audio, the wind, but the wind has appeared to pick up a little bit.
Definitely
out to
looked
right.
like it blew that one back in. It was a well-hit ball to right.
Yeah.
If only I was a meteorologist, I could tell where the wind's coming from.
Right. Trying to look up at the trees, but we'll see. May have to throw up some grass in the air.
Huh. Connor O'Brien at the dish as Jake Miller almost does his best James Sashin impersonation and finds that outside corner of the plate.
Yeah, it's good to see Jake get ahead on a hitter there. Escape this jam.
Kretschmar at third. That one swung on and missed for strike 2, and Jake Miller is ahead of the count and could escape the jam. Connor O'Brien at the dish. Jake Miller on the mound. 0-2 count, 2 outs. And that one is low in the dirt away for ball 1. Connor O'Brien out of Bradley University, by the way.
All right, Miller looking to limit any damage here. Try to end the inning.
Here's the pitch. That's swung on a chopper, and that's going to get past Miller. Go to young Goldberg, and he's going to fumble that one. And coming in to score is Kretschmar. And at first is Connor O'Brien. Another error for the Jets, and that's going to cost them as the Longboarders take a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third.
Yeah, tough play in a little bit of a no man's land there on the right side, but second baseman couldn't quite make the play. Brings in a run.
That's a foul ball to the backstop. That's my bad. That was not young Goldberg. That was Austin Mowry over to Grant Holman. Or he failed to get it to Grant Holman, but Kretschmar did come and score as Mowry was unable to make the play after the ball went past Miller. Here's the 0-1 pitch, 2 outs in the inning. Man on first. That one swung down the third base line off the bag, and it's going to get to the outfield as Tate Samuelson is going to make his way to first. That one almost tripped up TK Parker as it bounced off the bag. TK Parker was already going in there for the dive.
And that appears to be all for Jake as Wayne Franklin comes out of the dugout. A little bit of unluck there. A little bit of a bobble there at second, and then ball hitting the bag there at third, and it appears Jake's day is done after 2 2/3 innings. Don't want to ramp up that pitch count too much here in day 1.
And it wasn't a bad outing. 3 strikeouts for Jake Miller. A couple unlucky plays that came his way.
Yeah, struggled a little bit with command today, but got the big double play to end it in the second. Even in the first, got a strikeout and a ground out to end that threat despite giving up a run. So getting his work in, and he'll be back for the next one.
And it is Jasper Nelson that's going to take his place, number 10 for the Jets. You mentioned him. He came on his way from Nevada he played at Palo Verde.
I believe so. Yeah,
Powerhouse
also buddies with Myro, Cromwick, and
Pascolato.
So here he is making his San Diego League debut.
And Nelson right now at Spokane Falls Community College in Washington. It's a junior college. Played on the summer team Southern Nevada Academy. And just from a year ago, tracking his fastballs, his curveball, his changeup as you see him warming up. about 89 on that max fastball just a year ago, 87 to 89 on that fastball as well. 71 to 73 on that curveball, really has command in the strike zone, and then the changeup is around 77 to 79. But of course, Rapsoda will get that for us as well, as Jasper Nelson is taking over for Jake Miller. And coming in for the Longboarders, it's Carson Hussman. Number 13 was walked earlier in this game.
Hit by pitch.
Pardon me, that was a hit by pitch, but it was that walk that was that was
turned out to be a hit by pitch.
Exactly, yeah. Nelson with his first pitch, and that's on the outside corner for a ball.
Just off the edge, it looked like.
As the count is 1-0. Nelson right in the strike zone, right down the middle, and I think he was practicing that in the bullpen, as the count is now 1-1.
Yeah, he's coming out firing. Velo at least looks pretty good according to the eyes, my eyes.
Nelson gets Hussman swinging on that outside corner ball, and that is strike 2, with the man on first and second trying to get out of this jam. And there goes the man at second to third. That was a fly, high, deep ball by Hussman, caught by Mac Bingham. And that's going to end the inning. So Wayne Franklin brings in Jasper Nelson, and the Jets get out of the jam, only give up 1 in the inning, and we're going to head to the bottom of the third. Guess who's back? James Sashin, trying to add to that 5 strikeout total. We'll be back in a few.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the third. Jets to bat, looking to get on the board.
It's number 25, Sam Dinnerman.
And we apologize, last inning, Dinnerman switched from left field to second base. There were a couple switches what we can go over next half inning, but here's Dinnerman.
Sashin to Dinnerman, and that is strike 1 again on that outside corner. And that's the first strike of this inning. The count is 0-1, and you mentioned the little bit of switch. Mowry to center, Mills to left, Dinnerman to second base. As that again on the outside corner for strike 2.
Sashin has found a home.
And the switch that I was telling you about, that's actually for the Jets. So you're going to see them when they take the field next half inning. And we're in the bottom of the third right now. Sashin to Dinnerman. Low and outside for ball 1. As Dinnerman stands in for the 1-2 count. James Sashin already with 5 strikeouts. Hit a chopper to the second baseman. Will he get there? No, he will not.
No shot for young Goldberg. Chopper high off the plate to the right side.
Perfect height on it, especially with Sashin's size, able to get it over his head. and have young Goldberg press, but the speed of Sam Dinnerman too much, as he will take first base, and up for the Jets is Austin Mowry. Mowry, who's now in center field. Here's Sashin. That one's going to be chopped up the middle. Here's a double play opportunity. 4, 6, 3.
And how about that? That was actually the first ball that ricocheted off the Rapsoda machine. It did skim it. It did not slow down, so perhaps in the scorebook it's an R463.
Especially, it was positive for the longboarders too. Usually you'd expect if it hits off anything on the field, it has a negative effect, but that one bounced straight to young Goldberg.
And if it's not clear on the live stream, it is slanted upwards, so it's not surprising that the ball continued more or less on its path. A little bit higher maybe, but
2 outs in the inning. That one's low for ball 1. The count is 1-0. And up for the Jets is Mac Bingham. We talked a little bit about Mac Bingham and his journey to the University of Arizona. His dad played lacrosse and football at Navy, as that one cuts inside for strike 1 as well. Sashin got the outside edge on that pitch, and the count is 1-1. Mac Bingham at the plate, and that one is high and outside for ball 2.
That might look like a changeup right there that didn't do too much, but maybe he emptied the kitchen sink there for the first time with his changeup.
Mac Bingham was selected in the 40th round in the 2019 Major League Draft for that to go to U of A, as that one is right down the plate for James Sashin. The second strike. The count is 2-2, 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, there was that cutter again, middle away. Pretty good pitch. Been living there most of the day, and we'll see if he can get out of this with 3 scoreless.
And not a lot of hitters have been able to pick up on that pitch from Sashin. He tried to go right back to it. That was on the outside, so ball 3 as the count goes full.
Yeah, a little too low there to be a strike. We do have action in the bullpen, in the Longboarders bullpen, although the way the dugout's laid out, we cannot see who's thrown. We'll try to get a report on that.
That one's low for ball 4, and Sashin hangs his head as he knows he wants that pitch back. 2 outs in the inning as Mac Bingham heads to first. The score is 2-0 Longboarders, and for everyone watching, the Longboarders are the guest team on the scoreboard, and the Jets are the home team.
We're being told that's number 15 in the Longboarders bullpen, William Wentz. Wentz apparently is warming up, but we'll see if Sashin can get out of this on his own.
2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. A check swing, and that one's low for ball 1.
That looked like it split the plate, but was indeed a little too low.
Mac Bingham at first, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch from James Sashin. Again low, that one in the dirt for ball 2 as the count goes to 2-0, and Sashin finds himself behind the count.
75-degree day here in El Cajon. It sure beats the 95-degree days we had last week out here during workouts.
It might have peaked at 100 at one point. Here's Sashin, the 2-0 pitch. That one's high, dipped down, but high over the plate for ball 3.
Went back to that cutter on 2-0, but yeah, it was a little up.
And I think this is the first time Sashin's been in a hole like this, down 3-0 in the count. Man on first. And that one is low for ball 4. Consecutive walks. You wonder if James Sashin's getting a little tired out there, or if Coach Dylan Smith will have a word with his stud. And it won't be Dylan Smith, but it will be Wyatt Hendry.
Going out to chat a little bit.
As well as Maxwell Foxcroft, the shortstop. And I think this is a good move for the Longboarders. Take a deep breath. You're up 2-0. Your star pitcher has 5 strikeouts, consecutive walks. Get him back in the groove, and give him some kind of momentum builder. It's good to have your teammates, or it's good to know that your teammates have your back.
Yeah.
And they're just letting him know
Could
that
be,
when they go out there.
yeah, having his back, settling him down a little bit, perhaps even stalling to give the guy in the bullpen a little more time to warm up. But we'll see if he responds.
Mac Bingham at second. Mowry there's Holman down the middle, over to second. And that is the final out of the inning. And that's the day for James Sashin as the third inning ends. 2-0 Longboarders, and we'll be back for the top of the fourth in a few. Oh, geez. Forgot to mention there was a broken bat on that last hit by Grant Holman.
Running our daily total of 4, I think, right? 2
yeah.
last game, 2
they're
this game.
All happening pretty early in the innings as the Jets take the field. Jasper Nelson back out there after a scoreless inning. And I know I mentioned it last half inning, but let's mention it again. Austin Mowry moves to center, Nate Mills moves to left, and Sam Dinnerman moves to second. So that's the switch that Coach Wayne Franklin made. Maybe just an adjustment, maybe he just sees something wrong, or he just wants to change it up a bit.
Rotate guys around, perhaps,
Right.
but no other changes that we can see right now. We are a third of the way home in this afternoon tilt, game 2 of 2 on opening day. Beautiful El Cajon. We got houses up on the berm out in right field. Almost reminds you a little bit of Wrigleyville, Waveland Avenue out in Chicago. Only not, because they're houses, not apartments.
As that's a strike on the outside corner. Beautiful view here at San Diego Christian High School here in El Cajon. Beautiful fields, and it's just beautiful to see baseball back. Here's Nelson. That one's on the outside corner again, as that's the second strike. 0-2 is the count. And Nelson really working that outside corner, trying to confuse Max Young Goldberg. That's a swing and a miss. Jasper Nelson with the strikeout. That's the first out of the inning, gets Max Young Goldberg swinging. Looked like a trio of outside balls that Young Goldberg just couldn't really comprehend.
Yeah, that looked like a breaking ball, I guess a slider that actually came back over the plate a little bit, but Young Goldberg couldn't square it up or even touch it at all, for that matter.
Malcolm Smith at the dish. Caleb Ricketts trying to frame that ball, as it's ball number 1. The count is 1-0. Jasper Nelson, that swung on a short fly to left, and that's caught by Paul Myro. He almost lost it in the sun there. It's nice that we have a little breeze here and it's not too sunny.
Indeed, that looked like a pretty good two-seam fastball, a little up and on his hands. Smith couldn't do too much with it. Myro camped under it.
Just a
for the second out, and Jasper is making very quick work here.
Just a short blooper on that last one, and I know Coach Wayne Franklin's happy about that. As Max Foxcroft is at the dish, and Jasper Nelson trying to throw the least amount of pitches possible, it looks like. What does he have in this inning? Just a couple?
Just a couple. But yeah, he's come out firing, working quickly, throwing strikes up until now. He's behind 2-0, but he's been pretty impressive in his in the 3 batters he's faced up until Foxcroft here.
2 balls on the outside as the count is now 3-0, and Max Foxcroft has the advantage. Let's see if he has the green light. You saw in the last game the green light was given. Foxcroft will let that ball go right down the middle. Strike 1, the count is 3-1. 2 outs in the inning in the top of the 4th. It's 2-0 Longboarders in this rematch of last year's championship game, as Foxcroft will foul that one back into the parking lot.
No broken windshields yet. That's a good thing.
You have enough foul balls to maybe break a windshield. You've gotten lucky so far. Foxcroft out of SDSU. And that one's inside and rings him up for strike 3. Jasper Nelson making easy work of every longboard hitter. And it's 2-0 Longboarders.
Very impressive. Jesus.
New pitcher. How many strikeouts does Nelson have? Mark? I'm just going to hop on and introduce Wentz.
John. Trevor's message.
After Jasper Nelson retired the side in the top half of the 4th, the pitching rotation game is in full effect as the Longboarders bring on Will Wentz to relieve for Sashin. And if you're going to talk about one thing with this Longboarders team, it has to be James Sashin. 5 strikeouts in 3 innings, 3 scoreless innings at that. We talked about how huge the Jets teams look.
Yeah, it was an impressive first outing, especially against the guys in this lineup. But again, timing is going to be a little tough, I think, for a lot of these hitters. Could take a couple games, could take a week. But nonetheless, when you're pitching 3 scoreless innings with a lineup like that the Jets have, that's pretty darn good. And he should be very happy with his outing.
Gavin Johns heading to the dish had that single and then the error and advanced to 3rd when James Sashin was there in the 2nd inning. Wentz is going to throw that one right down the middle for strike 1. The count is 0-1. Wentz to Johns. Low and for strike 2 as Gavin Johns is chasing in these past 2 pitches.
Great pitch, down and away, but over the plate. Swung right through it. Falls behind 0-2.
It's the bottom of the 4th inning. Longboarders lead 2-0. Pitching change brought in Will Wentz. He's already ahead of the count. Swung on and a strikeout for Will Wentz. 3 pitches and a strikeout. What a performance so far. Will Wentz going with 3 straight down the middle, confusing Johns.
Fastball up in the zones, changed planes pretty well. At least the second strike was down. 3rd pitch for the strikeout was up.
You wonder if everyone's expecting the cutter that James Sashin had as Will Wentz, a nasty pitch down the middle.
Breaking ball right down the middle.
Wow.
But swung right over it for strike 1.
That one is up in the zone and out of it for ball 1. As TK Parker is at the plate. The count is 1-1. Here's the pitch. He's going to swing on that one. A blooper in the infield. Who will get it? It's a guessing game. Dropped! It is dropped, and TK Parker will get to first safely. That was Wyatt Hendry that dropped it. A little miscommunication by Hendry and Tate Samuelson.
Yeah, probably Samuelson's ball coming in there. Wyatt Hendry, it was too far out to run out and turn around to catch it properly as you're taught. But, nonetheless, tough play. Falls in, base hit, I would say. And leadoff guy is on. I'm sorry, not the leadoff guy. One out and a runner on base.
One out in the inning as TK Parker is at first. Here's Paul Myro. Right down the middle is strike one for Will Wentz. He's not doing much with tricking the hitters. He's kind of just throwing it right down the middle. Good spin to his pitches and making sure they're accurate. As I say that one's low in the dirt. And they're going to throw it to first and get TK Parker. What a play by Wyatt Hendry. Saw Parker peeking off of first and got him.
Great play by Hendry to make up, if you will, for that little blunder, even if you couldn't blame him on that pop-up. But pitch in the dirt, picked it up quickly, and caught Parker getting off first base a little too far.
That one is inside for ball two. The count's 2-1. Hendry making up for his own mistake there. Will Wentz, the Everett Community College attendee. That one's in the dirt for ball three. The count's 3-1. You could see he was a little upset about that pitch.
Yeah, didn't appear too happy with himself. Says my bad to his catcher, to his coach. Ready to battle back, try to get back in the count here.
Wentz with the 3-1 pitch. That swung on and fouled to the right side.
Probably got away with that fastball about belt high, a little bit in.
Right.
But Myro couldn't quite turn on it.
Full count, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Longboarders lead 2-0. Empty bases. Here's the payoff pitch from Will Wentz. That one's in the dirt, and he walks Paul Myro as Nate Mills will head to the dish. And this inning goes on for the Jets. Still haven't put a run up on the board. Got a couple of guys on base, but they just leave them stranded so far.
Yeah, there hasn't been one 1-2-3 inning yet this ball game. As well as Sashin looked, even he worked out of a little bit of trouble in each of his innings.
High and close, and Hendry tried to pick off the guy at first yet again. Was a little slow to it as Paul Myro got back to the bag.
Pitch was called a ball.
Wyatt Hendry is just alert. That's one word that I describe him as. Will Wentz, here's the pitch into the dirt. That's ball two. The count is 2-0. Will Wentz, teammates with Christian LaPierre, who's also on this Longboarders team. You wonder if we'll see him later today as well. He's going to check first. Did he get him? No, he didn't. I think everyone on the Longboarders thought that they picked him off. But he gets back to first safely.
It was close. I'm indifferent on it, though.
Still 2-0 count. That one's in the dirt for ball three, and Wentz finds himself behind the count 3-0. Just one thing, describing this Longboarders team is pretty easy. They're just clinical. They play smart, and you've seen that so far. They know their rotations. They know where to go with the ball. As that one's in the dirt, the runner will advance anyway.
Yeah, ball four there for Mills. And 2 runners on base now.
Sam Dinnerman coming up with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, as head coach Dylan Smith will come out to the mound to chat with his pitcher, Will Wentz. And if you missed our previous live stream at 10:05 this morning between the Brewers and the Warriors, it is still up on our YouTube channel as a full video. Me and Mark were on the call, and it was an exciting game. I'd recommend to watch it between a coach at USD and a coach at SDSU. Just a great pitching duel, and it really set up this opening day well.
Yeah, it was a great first game and a nice tidy, I don't know, was it 2 hours, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? Yeah. As much as we all love baseball, I think we all also love nice paced games. Home runs are great and all, but nicely pitched games that move along aren't too shabby either.
As Will Wentz still at the mound after the talk with his head coach. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. Men on first and second.
There's a little stirring in the Longborders bullpen down the third baseline. No one's actually throwing yet, but there is stirring.
Sam Dinnerman at the dish. That one is low. Another low ball into the dirt for Will Wentz, as that's ball 1.
Yeah, Wentz obviously struggling a little bit, and we do have someone throwing. We'll try to give you his name as quick as we can.
Here's Wentz, the 1-0 pitch. That's fouled off to the right side as the count goes 1-1. Myro at second, Mills at first. 2 outs. The count is 1-1. Wentz on the mound and Dinnerman at the dish. Here's the pitch. That one is driven to right field, going back and further back as that hits up against the wall as Cade Kretschmar couldn't get it. Scoring is Myro, and coming in to score is Nate Mills. That is a sliding triple for Sam Dinnerman. Found the corner on the right side, hit that one deep, and the Jets tie this game up at 2.
Yeah, put a good piece of wood on that to the right side. Wind may have helped him out a little bit, but placed right into the corner. Yeah, Kretschmar couldn't quite get to it, rolled just about to the wall, and he sped around all the way to third, scored 2 runs, and all of a sudden, tie ball game with a 2-out knock by Dinnerman.
Austin Mowry at the plate, swings that one. It's a ground ball to right, and the inning is over. So look at that, a change of events. It's now 2-2. It started 2-0, and that's all thanks to Sam Dinnerman and his 2 RBI triple. We'll be back in the 5th, and now it's an even more exciting game here on opening day. The Jets 2, the Longborders 2.
I'll talk about Jasper.
Talk about Jasper.
I'll talk about Jasper. All right, we are back for the top of the 5th inning. Jasper Nelson back out there on the mound, did a nice job to end the 4th. He was down 3-0 in the count to Foxcroft, came all the way back to strike him out, and he's retired all 4 batters he's faced, and he's going into his 2nd full inning of work here in the top of the 5th.
Is the first pitch to Kretschmar, drilled to center, back goes Smith, and he cannot make the catch. Pardon me, that was Nate Mills. Kretschmar is rounding the bases. He's going to try to go to 3, and he'll get there with a stand-up triple. Cade Kretschmar hits that one to center past the diving Nate Mills and gets to 3rd and sets up the Longborders well in the top of the 5th.
And that was actually Mowry out in center. I got to correct you from that defensive switch a couple innings ago. Mowry made a good attempt at it, but ball was actually struck well. It didn't appear so off the bat, at least by my eyes, but ball carried pretty well out there to left center, which is actually the deepest part of the park, just to the left of dead center, where the fence comes together. Definitely the deepest part, a little over 400 feet. And nonetheless, leadoff guy on at 3rd and called strike 1.
Strike 1
to Hendry.
On the outside corner to Wyatt Hendry as the leadoff man gets to 3rd. That one curves inside, but not enough, as that's a ball on the inside of the plate. The count is 1-1. Jasper Nelson has been commanding the strike zone well, now in a bit of a jam, as that's swung on and missed by Hendry, a ball on the inside.
Nice. Looked like a two-seam fastball up and in. Hendry couldn't quite keep up with it. Falls behind in the count, 1-2.
Wyatt Hendry's going to swing on that. That's a foul ball to left, and the count stays 1-2. Kretschmar still at third.
Looks like we got the middle infielders about halfway. Actually, second baseman's a little farther back, trying to cut off the run at home.
That's
fastball misses away. Up.
High and out of the zone. The count is 2-2. And I think Jasper Nelson has been a diamond in the rough so far for this Jets team, keeping them in it and allowing them to get back into this game. That one is low and in the dirt as the count goes full. No outs in the inning. Kretschmar with the leadoff triple as he stands at third trying to get the Longboarders back in the lead. The full count pitch to Wyatt Hendry. That's a well-hit ball, high blooper to the left in foul territory.
Whoa.
Miscommunication. But is that going to land fair?
No, it landed foul.
That landed foul and bounced fair. I think the players tricked me there.
Yeah, the wind, as we've mentioned, has picked up a little bit. That definitely blew the ball back to the right side. It's going left to right if you're looking out at the field. But, yeah, over by the Longboarders bullpen there beyond third base. Fortunately for the Jets, it fell in foul ground.
Yeah, TK Parker, Paul Myro giving chase as the count is still full. Here's the pitch. And that one is low in the dirt. Gets past the catcher. Here comes Kretschmar. And he did not get there in time. Jasper Nelson doing it on the mound and doing it at home plate. Jasper Nelson is doing everything for the Jets right now, tagging out Cade Kretschmar.
Nice play by Jasper.
Home.
Yeah, we had the wild pitch ball for, actually not a wild pitch, just ball 4. Hendry advanced to first, and on the pitch back to the backstop, Ricketts was able to corral it and throw it to Jasper covering the plate. Close play. Could have gone either way, but the ump says out, and there's one out in the inning.
Taylor Moe at the dish. And that one is on the outside, called ball 1. Looked like a bang-bang play at the plate, but just got him in time before he was able to step on home. Man on first, 1 out in the top of the 5th. The count is 1-0. That's low and on the outside for ball 2. The count goes 2-0. And I don't think anyone would have expected us to say that coming into this game, Jasper Nelson would be one of the best pitchers on the Jets so far.
I didn't know much about him, to be honest, but he looked impressive, at least for the first inning and a third.
As that one fouled back behind the backstop to the left back in the parking lot.
But yeah, he's gotten a little erratic this inning, but was able to get that all-important out at the plate. And he's behind 2-1 here to Moe.
Man on first, Taylor Moe at the dish, 2-1. That one's on the outside, called ball 3, as the count goes 3-1 for Taylor Moe. The count's 3-1, 1 out in the inning. Nelson to Moe, that one's high, ball 4. Both runners are going to advance. A walk by Jasper Nelson after an unbelievable play at home. And now the Longboarders have men on first and second.
No action in the Jets bullpen just yet. Wayne Franklin counting on Jasper here to get through this.
As Connor O'Brien heads to the dish. No changes made in the lineup so far, only pitching rotations, as that one swung on and a ground ball to left goes into the outfield. Here comes...
That was Hendry.
That was Hendry, Wyatt Hendry rounding the base to score.
Longboarders retake the lead, 3-2 on O'Brien's RBI single to left.
And you wonder if Wayne Franklin is going to send anyone or going to pitch anyone in the bullpen right now. Because you'd mentioned it, Jasper Nelson has been a little all over the place in this inning.
He has, but I can't say there's even stirring in the bullpen.
Not at all.
Let alone throwing. So
might give him a second.
It's Jasper's inning.
Samuelson is going to bloop that one to the right foul.
Jasper gets ahead of a hitter now, so that's always a good sign.
Tate Samuelson playing at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And on first and second, Jasper Nelson on the mound, trying to only give up 1 run in this inning. Samuelson's going to swing and a miss. That was a tip ball right into the catcher's glove. Strike 2 as the count goes 0-2.
Yeah, nice fastball right on the outside edge for Jasper. Way ahead 0-2. See if we can get a ground ball double play or a strikeout.
1 out in this inning. Mo at second. Connor O'Brien at first. Samuelson at the dish. That one's high for ball 1 as the count goes 1-2.
We're at a 3-2 score, which matches this morning's score.
Right.
But I doubt the scoring is done for this game, if I had to guess.
We're only halfway through in the top of the 5th inning. Jasper Nelson, here's the 1-2 pitch. Samuelson's going to let that one go low for ball 2. 2-2 is the count.
Slider in the dirt there. And we do have some action now in the Jets' pen. Try to get a name for you.
The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to foul territory and right.
Man, I got to tell you, even foul balls, it's nice to hear that sound. Even a foul ball, it's great to hear that sound again.
Literally, it's anything. There's noise in the bullpens, noise in the dugouts, whatever it is. It's just nice to have baseball back. As the count's 2-2. Mo at second, O'Brien at first. That one's inside for ball 3, well inside. Almost hit Tate Samuelson. Looks like Jasper Nelson's letting his pitches get away from him now. You wonder if that's fatigue or whatever it is, but either way, Wayne Franklin has that bullpen stirring. The full count pitch, and that one's high, ball 4. And the bases are now loaded for Carson Hussman, the designated hitter. And Wayne Franklin, I think, is going to take the ball from Jasper Nelson or give him a word.
May just be getting a word.
Hey, the best guess is anyone else's but mine. I have no clue. Yeah, I think it's just a word. Talk him through it. 1 out in the inning, still an opportunity for a double play. As Mo's at third, O'Brien is at second, and Samuelson is at first. Wayne Franklin, a pitching coach at Menlo, so probably has some good words for Jasper Nelson as he tries to get out of this sticky situation. Carson Hussman, number 13 for the Longboarders, at the plate. And Jasper Nelson trying to get out of this bases loaded jam. Right down the middle for strike 1, the count's 0-1.
Getting ahead, first pitch strikes. Very important.
I think that's what Wayne Franklin told him. Get a strike in there, get some momentum. Another strike, that one curved back in for the 0-2 count.
Good little slider there on the inner half, way ahead. Big moment for the young pitcher.
The 0-2 pitch, and that one is low, just off the plate for ball 1.
Maybe a little in, yeah. That was a very nice front door slider, it appeared.
Looks like it had a chance, but the ump giving nothing to it. As here's the 1-2 pitch, and that one is driven in the middle of the infield, and that's going to score at least one. Here comes the second. Connor O'Brien is going to score and give the Longboarders a 5-2 lead, as that's a 2 RBI double by Carson Hussman.
Yeah, nice. We got some pretty good wood on it. I think it tricked Myro. It short a little bit. I think he was screened by the base runner. Ball just got by him, couldn't get in front of it, and it falls into the gap, or goes into the gap, and all of a sudden Longboarders are up by 3. It's 5-2 against the defending champs.
Hussman with a well-hit ball to center that trickled past Myro, and the Longboarders take a 3-run advantage, scoring 3 in the top of the 5th. As Max Young Goldberg steps up, and that one's fouled to the left side. And Jasper Nelson still throwing out there. You wonder if Wayne Franklin's going to make this his inning, or is going to take matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. We have the infield in. All 4 guys don't want to give up any more runs.
Hussman
Could be his last hitter, but we'll see.
Hussman at second, Samuelson at third. And that was a ball to the outside, as the count is 1-1. For everyone watching the guest team is the Longboarders, home team is the Jets, as Jasper Nelson is wheeling and dealing, but that one on the outside for ball 2. The count is 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And what an opening day it's been, I would have to say.
Very nice. Fun day so far.
That one swung on and fouled to the left side, as Jasper Nelson just keeps on fighting. The count is 2-2. Max Young Goldberg out of the University of San Diego facing Jasper Nelson. The 2-2 pitch, men on second and third. That one is low for ball 3, and the count is full.
Yeah, complete turn of events here for Jasper. Pretty much lights out getting out of that 3rd inning. Had a 1-2-3 4th inning, and has run into all sorts of trouble here in the 5th.
That's a strike and a strikeout as Jasper Nelson gets back in the groove for the 2nd out of the inning.
Big spot there. Full count, backdoor slider on the outer half that Young Goldberg did not even attempt at. So big strikeout for the 2nd out.
Malcolm Smith at the dish, and that one is high and inside for ball 1. Nelson has been able to control or keep Malcolm Smith silent so far. Let's see if he can do it again here in the top of the 5th. That one's fouled back to the backstop as the count is even at 1-1. Malcolm Smith, as a junior at Eastern New Mexico University, he started in center field for all 48 games of the 2019 seasons. This was just a year ago, and had 6 multi-hit games trying to get the Longboarders into a much bigger lead. It's a check swing from Smith, but it's low, and the ump says he does not go, as that's ball 2. The count's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Jasper Nelson. In the dirt, and Ricketts couldn't find it, and here comes Samuelson. Tate Samuelson alert on that play as Carson Hussman advances to third, and Caleb Ricketts could not find that ball in the dirt. It trickled behind him, and he was going in the other direction trying to find it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for both Caleb Ricketts and Jasper Nelson. But yeah, the ball bounces out in front, couldn't find it. And it was a good read by Samuelson, who came around, came on to score, make it 6-2.
4 runs here in the top half of the 5th as Nelson delivers a check swing, and that is on the outside corner of the plate for strike 2. The count is full. Smith finished with a .208 batting average last year for Eastern New Mexico State, as that's a chopper to right, and it's foul. And Hussman will have to go back to third. The Longboarders have been doing a really good job clearing the bases and putting runs on the board, something we didn't really see from the earlier game as it was mainly a pitching duel.
Yeah, this inning, I guess you could say, is a little, first time we got a little rally going, at least extended rally. 8th hitter of the inning.
The payoff pitch, that's a broken bat to the right side, and Malcolm Smith, will he have enough speed? He does not! As that's a called out.
Close play at first.
Very close. Carson Hussman came in to score, but it's not going to count because that was a called out at first. Malcolm Smith tried his best to do a Usain Bolt impersonation, but did not beat out the pitcher, Jasper Nelson. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Longboarders extend their lead to 6-2 after a 4-run top of the 5th. It's the bottom of the 5th inning, and we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Longboarders as they lead 6-2. It's Steven Rasa. He goes to Eastern New Mexico. Previously went to Palomar College, did not play last season, so probably nice to get back out there on the field.
And first up for him is Mac Bingham.
That's a tough outing right there. Get out of the bullpen, and then you have Mac Bingham at the plate.
Yeah, that's a pretty good middle of the order there for the Jets with Bingham, Ricketts, and Holman, and we'll see how he does.
That one's inside, a called strike. The count is 0-1.
Rouse of the lefty, starting it off with a breaking ball of some sorts, gets ahead of Bingham.
There's the pitch. It's well hit to left field. Malcolm Smith will give chase and make the catch, as one is retired for Steven Rausa here in the bottom of the 5th. The score is 6-2 in favor of the Longboarders, trying to get revenge for last year's loss in the championship game. Caleb Ricketts at the plate and just did not get there on the inside, as that's called ball. 1-0 is the count. Ricketts will swing on that one, and Rausa
followed that first pitch breaking ball up with a fastball right at the belt.
A heater down the middle.
Ricketts couldn't quite catch up to it.
For a called strike. The count is 1-1. Rausa with the 1-1 pitch. And again, so close, but a called
inside,
ball.
Yeah, this is inside on a pretty good breaking ball. Falls behind 2-1.
All 5-7 of Steven Rausa trying to keep the Longboarders in the lead. Caleb Ricketts well hit to center, and Malcolm Smith in perfect position to make the catch. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Rausa making quick work, being efficient, good tempo out there. getting the ball and pitching.
Almost forcing contact and then to hit it right in where he wants them to.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And now he faces the big righty,
Guy
Holman.
that's almost a foot taller than him. Rasa to Holman, and that is up above the plate for ball one.
Yeah, third straight first pitch curveball or breaking ball. Let's see what he comes back with now against Holman.
The 1-0 pitch. That one is low and does not get the outside of the plate. Called ball two. The count is 2-0.
Looked like a pretty good pitch, but with Grant's height, I guess that was a little low.
2-0 pitch, and that is drilled to left. Will it stay fair?
No.
It will not.
Falls into the corner, deep into the corner there. Not over the fence, but I think it one-hopped the wall. Way down there in the corner.
As Grant Holman applying power to that hit, but can't keep it fair. Holman playing for Cal, class of 2022. He served as Cal's starting first baseman and was their number 2 pitcher in the rotation, as that one is high for ball 3. 3-1 is the count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rasa keeping the Jets intact. That one is a called ball, as Grant Holman will head to first base.
Good pitch by Rasa, down and away, fastball. Couldn't really give him anything up or in. Kept it away, but just missed. That's a 2-out walk.
Steven Rasa attends Eastern New Mexico. As a sophomore, did not compete. He previously went to Palomar College, and last year he played for the Longboarders, had a 2-1 record, and posted an earned run average of 3.68. That's in there for a strike.
Gavin Johns swung right through that one. First pitch fastball, actually, for the first time for Rasa.
The designated hitter up against Rasa with Grant Holman at first. 2 outs in the inning. The count is 0-1. That one is inside for ball 1. The count is now 1-1. Rasa, when he got into Eastern New Mexico and he was going there, he said, as a kid, you only dream about playing baseball at the next level and getting your shot when it presents itself. A humble guy and getting a chance to show off in the summer league as well. That one's well hit to the gap in right. Holman is going to round the bases, and so is Johns. Tyler Weiner going back, and here comes Grant Holman. He's going to try to beat the throw home. He does! And it's a RBI double for Gavin Johns, the designated hitter. And just like that, the Jets are right back in it, only down 6-3.
Yeah, hit the ball hard to right center. Got some good wood on it. Grant hustling around with 2 outs. Nice slide at the plate. Touched home plate with his hand, and the lead is now halved, 6-3 for the Longboarders.
TK Parker at the dish with Gavin Johns at second. Rasa delivers that ball to the outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Longboarders lead 6-3. Rasa trying to keep that intact. That's inside for ball 2. And Rasa finds himself quickly behind the count as he calls for his catcher, Wyatt Hendry, to come and give him a little talk. Probably just discussing the next pitches that they're going to throw.
Hopefully it's a strike, no matter what the pitch it is. Hopefully it's a strike.
And just like an inning ago, the Jets brought it back in 1 hit. Can TK Parker do the same right here? Man on second, Steven Rasa in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on to the right side of the infield, and Rasa gets there, steps on the base, and that is the end of the 5th inning. We're going to head to the top of the 6th as the Longboarders keep the Jets in check with only 1 run in that inning. The score is 6-3 in favor of the Longboarders.
Yeah, so just like on the All right, we are back here for the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Longboarders. We have looks like a pinch hitter, number 1, Charlie Ree comes on. Charlie Ree hitting for Max Foxcroft.
Also a pitching change. Anthony Schatz in for the Jets, number 27. So 2 fresh faces going at it. Schatz on the mound and Ree at the dish. The top of the 6th inning is underway as Schatz throws a strike down the middle. A little more on Charlie Ree. Attends San Diego State. He's going to be there in the fall as he misses high for ball 1. The count is 1-1. Looks like they gave him a little nickname there, Charizard. Charlie Ree. As the count's 1-1, here's the pitch. That one's on the outside corner, called strike. The count's 1-2. Longboarders lead 6-3. Anthony Schatz on the mound for the Jets. The 1-2 pitch misses low as the count's 2-2. Schatz dealing to Ree, the 2-2 pitch. That's going to hit him right in the back. That pitch had no chance at all as Ree will head to first base as the leadoff runner.
Square in the back. Woo!
Couldn't be me. I wouldn't want to feel that.
I don't want to feel it whether it's 95, 85, or even 75. That's none of that for me anymore.
The only
Unless I do fantasy camp, Padres fantasy camp next January. I'll wear one in the ribs if I have to then, I guess.
Schatz with the pitch, misses high. The count's 1-0.
This is Weiner now, who came in to play right field last inning.
First action at the dish for Weiner. With Charlie Ree at first, the 1-0 pitch. That one's high, ball 2. And hey, you can get hit in the back, but at least when you're going to first, you get this beautiful San Diego weather.
Yeah, hopefully the pain goes right away when you when you realize where you are.
The 2-0 pitch from Schatz. Ree drills that to left. That's going to go over the head of, and that's going to hit actually off the wall in left center. Here comes Charlie Ree on his high horse all the way to home. First to home. He's a speedster, folks. 7-3 Longboarders after that RBI double by Tyler Weiner.
Very nice piece of wood by Weiner. Off the fence on a fly. Into left field, just under our American flag out there, more or less. And he extends the lead. 7-3 Longboarders.
Nate Mills couldn't track that one down. Almost had the distance. It actually hit the wall.
A few feet away.
In
Absolutely.
left center. As the score 7-3 in favor of the Longboarders. Anthony Schatz with the opening pitch. And that's on the outside. Called ball 1. The count is 1-0. Wyatt Henry at the dish, the catcher. And that's low, ball 2. Pardon me, that's number 29, Travis Hobbensiefen.
Yeah, apologies for that.
As he
yeah,
comes
we do
in,
another pinch hitter.
Right. Head coach Dylan Smith utilizing all of his players in this one, as that one's fouled off to the right. Almost got one of the, is that Wayne Franklin? Almost got him right there in the foot. Good reflexes by the Silver Fox.
Yeah, if he was napping, he's awake now.
His team trailing 7-3 with Hoppensiefen at the dish. The count is 2-1. Oh, that's going to hit him right in the top of the back as he'll head to first. That one did not sound good at all, just got away from Schatz. And now men are on first and second. 2 hit by pitches in the matter of what? Just a couple batters?
Looks like we got another pinch hitter now. Joseph Holquin. Pinch hitting for Mo. Holquin for Mo.
The outfielder plays at Eastern New Mexico. Did not compete as a junior. And played for the Benedictine Mesa Redhawks before transferring. That one goes right between the ump's legs.
After a foul tip there.
Right in there for a strike. The count's 0-1. And this is definitely the inning for the Longboarders to kind of put this game away. Really not just utilizing all of their players, but utilizing all of their strengths as well. Anthony Schatz, the 0-1 pitch. That one is low and outside for ball 2. Pardon me, that's ball 1. The count is 1-1. Weiner at second after that RBI double. Hoppensiefen at first. Here's Holguin. A check swing, and that one's in there for a strike. The count is 1-2. And one thing I do want to mention is Dylan Smith, the head coach of the Longboarders, did predict a home run. He said 1 long ball for his team. That was close by Tyler Weiner. We'll see if that comes into fruition, as that one is low and called
like
ball
pitch.
2.
Split the plate, but apparently a little down.
Just missed a little low, as Joseph Holguin, with 2 men on, will try to extend this Longboarders lead. Schatz with the 2-2 pitch. That one's low and close to in the dirt, as it's ball 3. Full count with no outs. Hoppensiefen at first and Tyler Weiner at second. Longboarders lead 7-3 here in the top half of the 6th inning. And for everyone watching, the guest team is the Longboarders, the team in blue, and the home team is the Jets in the Digi-Camo. Here's the full count pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the left side. A ground ball that didn't get any lift to it, but Holguin stays alive. And we'll take another full count pitch. Holguin from Toronto, Canada, our first international player, if you want to count that. It's still in the Americas, but, you know, north of us. As he's going to swing and a little dribbler to the right and foul as the count stays full.
Yeah, it looked like went off his foot there. It looks like there's a little more action in the Jets' pen. It looks like number 12, Jonas Sebring. I believe he was the one warming up, but we'll see if Schatz can get out of some trouble.
Sebring played for Wayne Franklin and the Jets last year. Here's the full count pitch, and that's a well hit ball to the left side. Could it be a double play? Not in time, but they're going to get one at second base. And the Longboarders still have a guy at first and third, 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, good play by TK Parker to range to his left to get to that ball. Flipped it over to the second baseman, Dinnerman. Dinnerman made the turn but could not get the speedy Holquin out at first. So 1 out, runners at the corners.
And good speed by Holguin, as it looks like we have another pinch hitter.
It's number 6.
That's number 6. That's Adam Bryan out of Bradley University.
So Bryan replaces O'Brien. Keeping it simple.
1 out in the inning. It's the top of the 6th. Man on first and third. The man on first is going, but they're going to throw it to third. And he's safe there.
Credit stolen base to Holquin.
Holguin gets to second. And Caleb Ricketts opted to try to get the man out at third. Tyler Weiner at third, Holguin at second, 2 men in scoring position for the Longboarders, up 7-3. Right on the outside corner, called strike. The count is 1-1. Schatz with the 1-1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. That one misses on the outside. 2-1 is the count.
Infield's in. 4-run deficit for the Jets. Can't really give up any more runs here in the 6th.
A big gap to right center as well. Keep that in mind. Schatz to Bryan. Bryan swings on that one, a foul ball to right. And the count's even at 2-2. Adam Bryan, class of 2022, 6'2", 195, trying to extend this Longboarders lead. The kid from Cuesta College on the mound, and that one is in the dirt as the count goes full. Anthony Schatz from Santa Barbara attended Dos Pueblos High School. The righty pitcher trying to get out of a jam with 1 out in the inning. Bryan swung on and a miss. Anthony Schatz provides the 2nd out of the inning with a strikeout swinging.
Good. Much needed. Much needed for Schatz. Fastball just off the edge of the plate for a swinging strikeout in the 2nd out. And we got another pinch hitter, number 19. Appears Philip Diana.
Diana, who plays on the club team at San Diego State. And that one's in there for a strike. Actually, walking on to the San Diego State team is Philip Diana, number 19 for the Longboarders. That one's low in there for a strike. The count is 0-2.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Cam, Dylan Smith not afraid to empty his bench here. We got reserves coming in at every slot in the order practically.
Schatz to Diana, 2 outs in the inning. And that one's low for ball 1. The count is 1-2. With Weiner at 3rd and Holguin at 2nd. Here's the 1-2 pitch for Schatz. And that one's hit high, a blooper into right, and goes foul. Diana staying strong. The count is still 1-2. Two outs in the top of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch from Schatz. Fouled back to the right as Diana keeps fighting.
Two outs here, 2 strikes. Schatz looking to get out of it. Keep the deficit at 4 runs at 7-3.
And on 2nd and 3rd, 2 guys in scoring position. Diana lets that one whiz by an inside ball, called ball 2. It counts 2-2. And the best situation for the Jets is to play shots throughout this entire inning and delay whichever pitcher might be coming in next. Diana standing at the dish, and that one almost hit him, an inside ball as the count is full.
Breaking ball from Schatz there. Diana had to turn away. Big pitch coming up for Schatz and the Jets.
Here's Schatz. The payoff pitch in the top of the 6th inning, men on 2nd and 3rd. And that's inside as Schatz yet again misses on the inside half of the plate. And Diana gets to first, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the 6th.
We got another pinch hitter. That appears to be James Teets, a Ramona native. Teets will dig in against Schatz. Teets also played in the league last year, I believe, with the Longboarders.
28
right?
games, 12 hits at a 200 average, and 5 extra base hits. Looking to replicate that stat line in this game.
Ball 1.
Goes to San Diego Community College and junior college. Played 2 varsity seasons in high school, 322 average with 8 doubles. Swung on and well hit to center. Up in the middle of the infield, and that's going to do it for the top of the 6th inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. The Jets only surrender 1 more to the Longboarders. It's 7-3 Longboarders. A new player for the Jets. Ian Grills. As we enter the bottom of the 6th inning, Wayne Franklin finally making his first move on the offensive side, bringing in Ian Grills.
He'll pinch hit for Paul Myro.
Ian Grills played for the Hooks last year. Rasa misses high. That's ball 1. Ian Grills from Chula Vista, previously attended Southwestern College. Ross on the outside corner called strike as the count's even at 1-1. Ian Grills now at Providence Christian College, an NAIA school. Plays a multitude of positions as that one's low for ball 2. Plays outfield, first base, third base. You can pretty much do it all. Rasa with the 2-1 pitch. Misses low as the count's 3-1.
Yeah, it looks like there's some defensive changes for the Longboarders we'll go over. Pretty much straight up changes from the offensive substitutions last half inning.
Swung on and fouled back to the backstop was Grills.
Let's see, Brian, number 6, stays in at first. Diana stays in and is playing third. And Teets, who ended the inning with a fielder's choice grounder, stays in to catch.
The full count pitch to Grills. Lets that ball get away from him, misses outside and high as Grills pinch hits and gets to first off a walk.
That brings up Nate Mills.
Nate Mills, the now left fielder, was moved there a couple innings ago by Wayne Franklin. Grills at first, no outs in the bottom of the 6th. Rasa with the pitch, and that one's hit high in the air as Maxwell Foxcroft, actually that's Hoppensiefen, makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, Hoppensiefen remains in the game in that 3rd slot in the order,
right,
playing short, taking Hendry's spot in the order.
Sam Dinnerman, who made a big impact earlier on in this game, heads to the dish. Grills at first, 1 out in the inning. Here's Rasa. That's swung on a blooper to the left side of infield, and Rasa makes a great play, turning his body and firing it to Brian.
Yeah, Grills advances to second on that high chopper to the left side, but Rouse actually fielded his position really well.
And it's something that we've seen a lot in practice. The coach is really working on it with the pitchers, making sure that they can cover their part of the zone in the infield.
Right, now we got a pinch hitter for Maury, and that's number 1, Maximus Capello.
Capello actually attends Menlo College, Atherton, class of 2023, where Wayne Franklin, his coach for the Jets, is the pitching coach. Maximus Capello plays infield as well as pitches, and he did that both this past spring. Grills at second. That ball's inside for a strike as Rasa gets back on track. 2 outs in this inning. Longboarders lead 7-3. And a reminder, the Longboarders are the guest team on the scoreboard. The Jets are the home team. Longboarders in blue, Jets in digicamo. That one misses low for Rasa. Count is 1-1, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch from Rasa. He checks the man at second, and that one's inside for ball 2. The count's 2-1 to Capello. Maximus Capello, 5 games played in the spring, had 1 hit and an RBI, and then appeared in 2 games as a pitcher, 3 innings pitch, and gave up 1 earned run. But now he's at the dish, trying to get the Jets back in it. Ian Grills at second. Rasa with the pitch. That one's hit to the right side, and it's covered by, that was number 28.
Paulino, Cooper Paulino.
Cooper Paulino, another change of Dylan Smith. Got that over to Brian for the final out of the 6th inning as we head to the 7th. And this has been a fun opening day game. Longboarders lead the Jets 7-3. New pitcher in for the Jets, number 12, Jonah Sebring. And coming to the dish for the Longboarders is number 31, Kevin Lyons, who's pinch hitting, finding his first action from the plate. And when I talked to Dylan Smith before this game started, I asked him, I was like, what did you tell your players? And he said, have fun. That's all you need to do. This is your first summer game, finally getting baseball back. And it's a testament to the fact that he's playing everyone and allowing everyone to have this opportunity.
Yeah, and I really don't think there's that much to say to these guys, just other than go out there, enjoy yourselves, get the rust out, play ball.
That one's inside for Sebring's first pitch. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Sebring. Swung on and missed as the count goes to 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That one's inside, gets away from the catcher. Ball 2. And I think Wayne Franklin just wants his pitchers to command the strike zone and try to force some infield ground balls to try to get it back to his offense. That swung on a high ball. There's strike 2. As Kevin Lyons chased, and the count's even 2-2. Sebring with the 2-2 pitch misses inside. The count is full. Jonah Sebring, we mentioned it, played for the Jets last year. Attends Grossmont College, a junior college class of 2023. He actually only pitched 1 game in high school as a junior. Trying to find his bearings early with the Jets trailing 7-3, and that's a strikeout, the first one for Jonah Sebring here in the top of the 7th, and that was much needed for this Jets team.
Yeah, nice fastball in the outside corner. Rings up Lyons with that called third strike. A good first out, which has happened only 2 other times this game.
Wow.
So 3 times in 7 innings have pitchers gotten the first guy out for the Jets.
Cooper Paulino is at the plate. That was a strike thrown by Sebring down the middle.
And Paulino came in last inning to play second base, now seeing his first AB.
A called strike on the outside, or the inside corner, pardon me, as the count is 0-2.
Front door curveball for Sebring. Quickly gets ahead 0-2, looking for out number 2.
Here's Sebring. That one's hit to the left side foul as the count stays 0-2. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning for Jonah Sebring at the mound. The first action that he's seeing as a pitcher. Sebring with the pitch. That one's inside and high, called ball 1. The count's 1-2, and there looks like there's a little action in the Jets bullpen, as I think Wayne Franklin's trying to gauge the pitchers that he has for games to come. That swung on foul to the right side as the count stays 1-2.
That might be Bradley Jeremiah out there in the bullpen, a Christian high school graduate. That is indeed him.
Played here at San Diego Christian High School. That's a swing and a miss, and Sebring picks up his second strikeout back-to-back.
Fastball up for Sebring, gets him to swing through it. So he's got 1 called strikeout, 1 swing and strikeout. May not need to bring in Mr. Jeremiah right now, but perhaps we'll see Jeremiah next inning.
Charlie Ree at the plate as Sebring's trying to retire the side as that ball's hit up the middle. And a good play by Hoppin Siefen over to number 21, Grant Holman. And that's going to end the top of the 7th inning as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Longboarders lead the Jets 7-3. said the guy at first. I didn't say anyone except him. Oh, that's Hobbins. Jesus. One day we will. Oh my God, Hoppenstiefen isn't even on the. He's on the. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That was Zimmerman. 2 games in, we got it. Who's the new pitcher? 30. Aaron DeLeon, Menlo guy. Cerritos. I'll come on in a little bit. I'll fix my mistake as well. Brian, this is Paulino. This is Brian. Who's the new pitcher? Aaron Dillon.
Go ahead.
New pitcher in for the Longboarders. Dylan Smith not afraid of bringing in all his guys. It's Aaron DeLeon, who plays at Menlo College. Attended Cerritos High School in Cerritos, California, and has his pitching coach in the other dugout in Wayne Franklin.
DeLeon will face the heart of the Jets order, although it looks like we'll have a pinch hitter second up. But first off is Mac Bingham. Josiah Cromwick is on the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Caleb Ricketts.
That's a check swing inside, and they're going to call that a strike. The count is 0-1.
Yeah, strike on the called strike, not on the swing.
DeLeon with the 0-1 pitch to Mac Bingham. That one's low and away for ball 1, pardon me, as the count is even at 1-1. Longboarders leading 7-3. DeLeon. That one is high for ball 2.
Yeah, breaking ball missed up, falling behind Mac Bingham of the University of Arizona. His 4th at-bat of the day, lined out to second. He walked. He flew out to center.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from DeLeon. Swung on and fouled to the right side by Mac Bingham. The count is 2-2. Here on opening day at San Diego Christian High School, the Longboarders lead the Jets 7-3. The count is even at 2-2. Aaron DeLeon on the mound. Mac Bingham is going to take that one, ball 3, as the count goes full.
Breaking ball that appeared to be just a little up, pretty close, but DeLeon did not get the call. Count runs full.
Bingham trying to get on base and get something started for the Jets. DeLeon with the full count pitch, and that one just misses on the outside as Bingham will head to first and DeLeon surrenders a walk.
Yeah, that pitch missed off the plate, looked about 4 or 5 inches. And now we'll get the pinch hitter Cromwick.
And Josiah Cromwick, committed to the University of Oregon, will head there in the fall from Palo Verde. He's one of those 3 top 10 players in Nevada with Pasqualado and Paul Myro, so finding his first action.
And he's also one of, 3 Little League World Series alums on this team, as we mentioned Grant Holman before, and Micah Patillo-Wiggs.
What is he, a 2016?
2014,
2014
a year after
is
those guys.
Cromwick. As that one's going to hit him, it looked like on the back of his shoulder, And that pitch got away from De Leon early as the Jets have 2 men on base for big Grant Holman, number 21.
Yeah, we quickly get first 2 guys on after the last half inning. Was the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. And that was brought to you by Jonas Sebring. But now we're back to a pitcher working into some trouble.
And you wonder if head coach Dylan Smith might make a couple more changes or stick with this lineup as the Jets are pushing.
Yeah, no one, doesn't appear to be anyone.
And that ball gets away from the catcher James Teets as both runners advance. And De Leon is finding himself in a pickle with guys at second and third. Grant Holman at the dish. No outs in the inning. The count is 1-0 with 2 men in scoring position. And Grant Holman, with 1 swing of the bat, can get the Jets back into this one. There's a pitch from De Leon. That's a called strike. Looked a bit low, but right in the zone as the count is even at 1-1.
Yeah, that fastball split the plate. Maybe Grant thought it was a little down. But infield's back. Even a ground ball will score a run here.
For a guy that tall, I feel like a lot of things are down. That strike zone's pretty big. De Leon, that one's in the dirt, and he finds it. That is James Teets who finds the ball. The count is 2-1. And it happened back in the bottom of the 4th when the Jets got right back into it with a 2 RBI double. Can they get back into it here in the bottom of the 7th? Holman at the dish. De Leon with the pitch. Holman swings and misses. That's strike 2. The count is even 2-2.
Pretty healthy cut there from Grant. Looked a little bit outer half, potentially.
You wonder if Grant will be swinging for the fences on this one, trying to get the Jets back into it. The 2-2 pitch from De Leon. Holman up the middle, and he's going to trot his way to first. That's an error off of Hoppensiefen. And Hoppensiefen, who just entered the game, was not able to corral that ball as Mac Bingham came in to score, and Holman is safe at first. The score is 7-4 now as the Jets are creeping back. No outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Holman at first. And the Jets have another player at third.
Yeah, Holman at first.
That was Cromwick
at third.
Cromwick at third after that hit by pitch. And
Gavin Johns at the dish represents the tying run.
Johns has been critical for this Jets team so far. 1 swing of the bat can get them back into it. It's a grounder to left, and Diana's going to go to second. Didn't make up his mind until late. He dropped the ball.
Everyone's
so
safe.
Everyone is safe. Philip Diana didn't make a choice fast enough. Thought he was going to go home, and then he looked to first and then went to second. And that was a drop ball by Paulino at second base. And
and it looked like he obviously hesitated a little bit, got distracted, tried to get the runner at home when in fact, if you're up 4 runs, you can probably let that guy score, go for the double play right away, but sped up a little on him potentially, and
Cromwick came in to score.
Now it's a 2-run game.
Here's De Leon with the pitch, and that's in there for a strike to number 23, T.K. Parker. And Wayne Franklin keeping his lineup mostly intact as he has belief that this team can come back. And this is a lot like last year's championship game as that one misses inside for ball 1. It was a back-and-forth affair with the Jets coming back and ultimately taking the crown. Holman at second, Johns at first. Still no outs in the inning for Aaron De Leon on the mound. Swung on and missed as De Leon gets that one to go. A strike down in the zone. The count is 1-2. De Leon dealing to the Long Beach State player, T.K. Parker. That's low in the dirt, gets away from James Teets, and both runners advance. As Holman gets to third, Cromwell gets to second, and just like that, the Jets have 2 runners in scoring position, and Gavin Johns at second represents the tying run. Still no outs in the inning for De Leon, with TK Parker at the dish. 2-2 count. That one's in the ground again, and the count will go full. Do you think it might just be nerves, or what's happening with De Leon here?
Yeah, he's obviously lacking a little command. Just getting the rust off. Could be nerves. Facing some good hitters here. We'll see what happens.
And that one is high and way out of the zone as the bases are loaded. And head coach Dylan Smith making that long walk up to the mound to talk to his pitcher Aaron De Leon. And this inning has pretty much defied this back and forth contest between these two over the past couple of years. In the championship game, it was 13-12 in favor of the Jets in extra innings, and the teams went back and forth, and it looked like the Longboarders were taking control of this game, and all of a sudden the Jets put up a 2 spot in the bottom of the 7th and are threatening for more. No outs. TK Parker at first, Grant Holman at third, Gavin Johns at second, and at the mound, at the dish is Paul Myro, number 6. So Johns at second represents the tying run, and TK Parker represents the game's leading run. And can Paul Myro, the native of Nevada, can he deliver against Aaron De Leon? Swings that one up the middle. Will there be an opportunity of a double play? No, there won't, but they'll get him at first, as Paul Myro will take the out to score Grant Holman. And just like that, it's a 7-6 contest here at San Diego Christian High School, and the Jets are right back in it. Micah Pietla-Wiggs at the dish, a pinch hitting for Nate Mills, with men on second and third, and that one's way inside, gonna get away from Teets, and coming in to score is Gavin Johns, and this game is all tied up at 7. Aaron De Leon losing command of that pitch, James Teets not being able to find it, and that's a formula that does not end up well. Micah Pietla-Wiggs has a chance to put the Jets up in front after the Longboarders entered this inning up 7-3. De Leon misses low for ball 2 as he's behind the count 2-0. Wayne Franklin going with a pinch hitter for Nate Mills. As he misses outside does Aaron De Leon, and the count's 3-0, and just like that, the Jets look like they've taken full control of this game. It was a passed ball that scored Gavin Johns, and that's going to hit Micah Pietla-Wiggs as he heads to first. And it's all come crumbling down for the Longboarders here in the bottom of the 7th.
Get to Dinnerman now in the 9-hole. We do have action in the Longboarders pen.
And no surprise there. I don't know if the Longboarders can afford to let De Leon go for the rest of the inning unless he can pull off a double play right here. That's best case scenario. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. This game's all tied up. That's low, and it gets away from Teets again. Here comes, that's number 23. That's TK Parker. And oh, how the tables have turned. The Jets lead 8-7 over the Longboarders just when it looked like the Longboarders had taken control after scoring 5 in the past 2 frames.
Yeah, that wild pitch actually went up and over the chain link fence backstop into our empty bleachers.
As Micah Pietla-Wiggs advances to second. And that's a low strike. Strike 1, the count is 1-1 to Sam Dinnerman. So all 3 of the guys that were in that bases loaded jam for De Leon score. And just like that, the Jets take the lead. That one looked like it was going to be in there for a strike, but a little high, called ball 2. Dinnerman at the dish. Pietla-Wiggs at second. Drives that to the right side of the field, straight to number 28, Paulino. Tries to get it to Hoppensiefen, but a little late as Hoppensiefen drops the ball, and Micah Pietla-Wiggs will stay at second. 2 outs in the inning, with the Jets leading 8-7. And number 30, the leadoff hitter, Austin Mowry. Feels like we haven't seen him in an eternity.
And that will bat them around as the 9th hitter of the inning.
Right.
2 outs now, and Jets have the lead.
Mowry's going to take that ball inside. Ball 1, the count's 1-0. And you wonder what's going through the head of Dylan Smith right now. Had this happened to him last year in the championship game, and on opening day, the same result so far. That ball's in the dirt for Aaron De Leon as Teets controls. Wiggs stays at second. And Austin Mowry will look to add to this lead with a runner in scoring position. De Leon, the 2-0 pitch. He fouls that off to the right side. The count is 2-1. Two outs in the bottom of the 7th inning, an inning where the Jets have put up a 5 spot. De Leon with the pitch. That one just misses outside as the count's 3-1. And another exciting game here on opening day, a 1-run game, which we had earlier on in the day. And if you missed that live stream, go back to our YouTube channel and check out the Brewers against the Warriors, as that one's fouled off of the helmet of James Teets. And the count is full.
Just like
Full count and the payoff pitch to Austin Mowry. Pietla-Wiggs goes, but that's a strikeout for Aaron De Leon as the inning ends, but it doesn't end without some insurance for the Jets. 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th, and they take an 8-7 lead. We'll head to the top of the 8th. This game got a little more interesting, and we can't wait to see how it ends. Top of the eighth, Jets lead the Longboarders 8-7. Two changes for the Jets. In left field goes Micah Pietla-Wiggs, and at catcher is Josiah Cromwick. Sebring misses inside as the count's 1-0. At the dish is number 3, Tyler Weiner. Here's Sebring's pitch to Weiner. That one is on the outside corner, called strike. The count's 1-1. Weiner delivered for the Longboarders last inning. Pardon me, 2 innings ago in that 4-run frame, and he'll hit it to right. And diving comes Mac Bingham. What a play by Mac Bingham, sliding in on one leg and making the catch to retire.
Very nice play by Mac, ranging to his left, sliding to one knee like you said, and maybe even battling a little bit of that sun that's starting to go down and appears to be shining more or less in the right fielder's eyes.
He retires Weiner, and now it's Hoppensiefen, the shortstop for the Longboarders. 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. Jets lead 8-7. Here's the pitch from Sebring, swung on and missed by Hoppensiefen. A little ambitious right there.
Good breaking ball.
Great control by Sebring, and probably feels a little better to get back to the mound, but now your team's leading. As last time they were down by 4 innings, now Sebring's out there with a 1-run lead. Struck him out. Is that Sebring's third?
Third strikeout.
I think that is.
Down in the zone. Fastball maybe.
Sebring,
Caught him looking.
Sebring has been dominant in these past 2 and could be a trend going forward, as I think Wayne Franklin is really looking at his pitching staff and seeing who his good relievers are. And Sebring's going to hit number 27. That's Holquin right in the back. There's been a lot of hit by pitches today. Are the pitchers just trying to get hold of their ground? What do you think you should attribute that to?
Yeah, just again, it's kicking the rust off. But they'll be all right. Those will go down. But we had a nice run of 6 retired in a row by Jets pitchers before that hit batsman.
As
We'll see what happens.
Adam Bryand is at the plate. Sebring misses inside with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. The count is 1-0. Man on first for the Longboarders. See if they're aggressive by trying to steal. No, they're not. As Sebring misses outside, the count's 2-0. And you wonder when Dylan Smith will be aggressive with his runners, especially with his hitters as well. He was aggressive with bringing in pinch hitters and bringing in new guys. Let's see if he'll take advantage of speed on the pads, on the bags, pardon me. Brian, the runner is going. That's Holguin, and he gets there in time, as Paul Myro was not able to corral that bouncing ball from Josiah Cromwick.
Strong throw by Josiah, just into the ground.
And
clearly has the arm to get the ball there with ease, and actually his
100%.
throw down during warm-ups between innings was great, but that one in the dirt.
Here's Sebring. Swung on up the middle, hits Sebring's foot. Is Brian going to get there in time? No, he won't. Great concentration by Sebring, as Brian couldn't get to the bag in time. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Jets now with the lead, 8-7, here at San Diego Christian High School on opening day.
Scott. No, 11. No, that's Scott. Yeah. Brandon. Who made the last out last inning? No, the Jets. Oh no, never mind. Mac Bingham's up, right? Yeah, he's leading off. Okay. Sorry, yeah. No, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, it's Bingham, not Ricketts, because it'll be Cromwell, right?
Yeah.
And then Holden.
Yep.
Good.
Bottom of the 8th, Jets lead 8-7 as Mac Bingham will head to the dish, and it's a new pitcher for the Longboarders. That's a number 11, Brandon Scott.
Mac Bingham will be facing the 4th different pitcher of the day, but he's been the first hitter 3 of those times. So as relievers have come in, he's hit first against Rausa, first against De Leon, and now first against Scott.
It's kind of funny. We talked about history with James Sashin with 4 strikeouts in an inning. Talk about these little coincidences here and there.
Yes.
Scott on the mound. His first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The count's 0-1. Brandon Scott played for the Longboarders last year. 7 games, 1-0 with a 1.69 ERA. And he attends Grossmont College as a rising junior. Scott with the pitch just misses low as the count goes to 1-1.
Interesting delivery with that little hesitation. Pretty good pitch right there. Didn't get the call. Counts even 1-1.
Scott to Bingham. Bingham swings on that one and fouls it to the right side.
Hopefully we have friendly neighbors who want to toss those balls back.
I mean, could be a souvenir. I think I'd keep them, but we can hope. As the count's 1-2 to Mac Bingham. Scott with the 1-2 pitch. Bingham swings on it, a little roller back to Scott. Scott's going to fire it to first, and the catch is made by Adam Bryan. Mac Bingham is retired. That's the first out of the inning.
Little squibber just past the Rapsodo machine. Did not hit it though. Scott fielded his position well and fired over. And now Cromwell gets a chance to hit. Hopefully he doesn't get hit with a pitch, the first pitch he sees in a competitive game in a long time.
Yeah, we've yet to see Josiah Cromwick swing the ball yet. Let's see what
looks like he's
Scott
swinging
did.
a shiny new Tucci bat right there.
It's nice. He had to bring it over from Nevada. Committed to Oregon, playing in the Pac-12. As Scott over to Cromwick, and that one misses high. The count's 1-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Scott again with a high ball, but that time Cromwick swung on it, and the count's now 1-1. One out in the inning, the 1-1 pitch. Cromwick swings and hits it to the right side, and he's out of there after the play by Paulino. 2 outs in the inning in the bottom of the 8th as Grant Holman steps up to the plate. And it's interesting to see strategies by the coaches. The Jets coach, Wayne Franklin, really keeping his team or keeping his lineup intact. Brought in a couple of guys, but Grant Holman's been in there, Mac Bingham's been in there, and you look at Dylan Smith's lineup, it's all over the place, giving everyone the opportunity to play.
Yeah, and as Grant takes a fastball in the outside corner, maybe a little off the plate, but Scott got the call. But yeah, some of these guys, it's probably hard to take their bats out of the lineup.
Right.
The day they play is the day they play, but we'll see how the season progresses with the Jets.
As that one is low and away for ball 1. The count's 1-1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. No one on. Here's Scott with the 1-1 pitch. That one sneaks in there for a strike. The count's 1-2.
Grant looking for his first hit of the day. Hitless in 3 previous at-bats and then a walk 4 plate appearances.
Scott gets Grant Holman to swing and miss. A strikeout swinging as we head to the top of the 9th inning. The Longboarders' last chance to get back into this one. Jets lead the Longboarders 8-7. The score is 8-7 in favor of the Jets, and Wayne Franklin is bringing on his closer, Bradley Jeremiah, who is walking on to the Liberty baseball team. And he did play baseball and football here at San Diego Christian High School, was an outstanding football player, a finalist for the 2017 Prep Pigskin Award, and he played here in high school and pitched a 2.98 ERA, 7 wins, over 100 innings pitched, and 58 strikeouts.
Yeah, and Bradley's trying to, like you said, walk on at Liberty, and he's been working hard in his bullpens the last several weeks, working hard in the weight room, and trying to earn a spot there.
His brother David plays football at Liberty, so both of the Jeremiah boys are Flames, and they will both be Flames in the fall. Bradley Jeremiah with the first pitch gets Diana swinging for strike one.
Yeah, fastball a little up in the zone. Diana swung right through it. Good start for Bradley.
Here's Jeremiah's second pitch. That one misses low and away for ball one. The count's 1-1. As we have another tight game here on opening day. It happened with the Brewers and the Warriors, and it's happening yet again with the Jets and the Longboarders. Swung on and fouled right to the right side by Diana. Giving chase is Bingham, but that one goes out of play.
Yeah, we had a 1-run game in the first game, a 3-2 victory by the Brewers over the Warriors.
That was a comeback one too.
Also a comeback victory. We got the Jets ahead 8-7 here. We do have a little more action in the Jets' pen, perhaps in case Bradley gets into a little trouble here. But with 2 strikes, off to a good start.
And as the wind blows, Bradley Jeremiah misses outside for ball 2.
Ball had a little cut on it there. I don't believe it's a cutter, just his fastball has some cut to it.
And Jeremiah trying to maintain this 8-7 lead for the Jets with Philip Diana at the dish. And that one just misses high for ball 3. Full count pitch coming up to Diana as Bradley Jeremiah sets and misses low outside, and Diana will take first base. And that's the first step for the Longboarders to have any chance to come back in this one.
Yeah, I believe that's Jack Dolak, number 11, out in the Jets bullpen.
It is. University of San Diego guy.
Yeah, we'll see how long this leash is with Bradley.
Jeremiah misses low. Diana stays at first. The count is 1-0. Jeremiah misses high as the count goes to 2-0.
And that's Teets ahead in the count.
James Teets, who catches for the Longboarders. And he'll swing and hit that one up the middle. And here's the double play opportunity, 4-6-3, but Holman, that one skies over his head as Teets is safe at first.
They do get the first out, 6-4. Probably should have turned it with a better throw. They would have had him, but no error on that play.
Yep.
Just a fielder's choice, 6-4.
Paul Myro got it to Austin Mowry. Dinnerman, after they made that switch earlier on in this game. But it was too tall for Grant Holman, and you don't hear that a lot.
That's true.
The 6'5" player from Cal. As Jeremiah gets in there for a strike, 0-1's the count.
Lyons with his second at-bat of the game. He struck out in his first at-bat, looking in the 7th.
And that one is a dribbler to the left, foul.
Bradley working in on Lyons there. Pretty good pitch. Way ahead now, 0-2. Pitch away from a strikeout. Pitch away from a game-ending double play.
Let's see where Jeremiah goes here as Lyons steps up to the plate. The count's 0-2. Jets leading 8-7 here in the top of the ninth. It's been an exciting opening day and an exciting game so far as Jeremiah is looking to close it for the defending champion Jets. That ball swung on to the left side and gets to the outfield as Kevin Lyons keeps the Longboarders in it and pushes James Teets.
Yeah, it looked like a hanging
into
breaking
scoring
ball
position, right.
that he was just able to shoot through the left side, the 5.5 hole. So Bradley's getting into a little more trouble here, first and second with one out.
Mathematics there, 5.5.
5.5 hole.
Split the 5, split the 6.
Paulino stepping in, chance to tie this game possibly with a base hit.
And this has been a whirlwind of a rematch from last year's championship game. Can it get even crazier? Jeremiah with a strike on the outside corner. The count is 0-1. Jeremiah looks off at second base, and that's a swing and a miss.
Great pitch by Jeremiah there, down and away. Maybe a smidge off the plate, but he got Paulino to chase it. Way ahead, 0-2.
James Teets on second. He represents the tying run. That's low and away from Jeremiah as the count goes 1-2. Lions at first. Teets at second. 8-7 Jets here in the top of the ninth. Bradley Jeremiah on the mound. That's swung on and a blooper to right field. It's foul. Holman gives chase. And that goes out of play. The count is 1-2 in favor of the hometown kid, Bradley Jeremiah. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That swung on and fouled back to the backstop. As Paulino fights off yet another pitch, the count is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch here in the top of the ninth inning from Jeremiah. That one misses high as the count moves to 2-2. And I think that is Jack Dolak warming up in the bullpen. But Jeremiah hopes that he can strike out the side or pitch into a double play as that ball is high and the count moves full. The dugout is definitely happy. As that swung on and missed. Great pitch from Bradley Jeremiah as that's the second out here in the top of the ninth.
Big out, huge out for Jeremiah there, obviously. Fastball, outside corner. Got Paulino to swing through it. And he is 1 out away from racking up a save and giving the Jets an opening day win.
And the Jets can join the Brewers in the 1-0 category if Bradley Jeremiah is able to get one more out. That one is high for ball 1. That counts 1-0.
Charlie Ree looking to extend the inning here, possibly with a run-scoring hit.
Teets at second, Dinnerman at first. That one just scraped his helmet. Almost threw it over his head. And the count is 2-0.
Big spot here for Jeremiah.
Jeremiah with the 2-0 pitch. Again, over his head. And the count is now 3-0. Again, Teets represents the tying run at second, and Dinnerman represents the game-leading run. Here's Jeremiah outside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the 9th, with the Jets leading by 1. The question is, will Wayne Franklin keep Jeremiah in or bring in Dolak? And I think he's going to bring in Dolak to try to close this game out. Jeremiah picks up 2 outs but is unable to pick up the save as the Jets still lead by 1, but the bases are loaded. And talk about an exciting rematch from last year's championship game coming down to the wire. And this opening day has been incredible so far. And that is Jack Dolak on the mound for the Jets. Dolak plays at the University of San Diego, one of the many University of San Diego players, and is the 10th ranked prospect in the West Coast Conference. The 6'4" righty will take a couple practice pitches and try to close out this game.
Pretty fun finish to a fun day. Like we said, 1-run game in the morning game. We got another 1-run game. Will it end like that? We'll see.
Dolak, in his sophomore year in 2020, was the WCC Pitcher of the Week back in March 16th. That's when everything really came to a halt because he pitched 6 shutout innings without allowing a hit and recorded a career-high 10 strikeouts in his start against California Baptist. That was back on March 11th. That's before everything canceled when regarding sports. And Dolak will try to bring that performance into this finish.
Fun spot to come in here. Try to close it out. Why not? Throw you into the fire.
Well, what is your thought on Dolak and what he should do with this last batter or this next batter?
Well, I could never really pitch, so I'm not sure, to be honest, but I don't think he needs to think at all. Just come in, throw it by him, and walk off the field with a save.
8-7 is the score in favor of the Jets. Jack Dolak is the man that Wayne Franklin is trusting in this game. Or with this game, pardon me. Josiah Cromwick is the catcher. Bases are loaded. Teets at third. Lyons at second. Both in scoring position for number 3, Weiner.
Weiner with that RBI double in the 6th. That increased the lead to 7. Or 7th run, excuse me, made it 7-3.
Right. In that
Good
big
matchup here.
Top of the 5th. Weiner against Dolak. That one's popped in the air and fouled back. and just clears the wall on the opposite side. The count is 0-1 to Tyler Weiner. Weiner at UCSD, so an all San Diego matchup fitting for this top of the ninth. That one's low and away. The count's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Dolak. That one's high and inside, and the count moves to 2-1. With 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. And we're set for a great opening day close here at San Diego Christian High School. The 2-1 pitch to Weiner. Check swing as it hits off his bat and goes foul. And the count is 2-2. Dolak 1 strike away from sending the Jets to tied at the top of the division. And Weiner 1 swing away from putting the Longboarders up. And that one is just inside for ball 2. Pardon me, ball 3.
Full count, bases loaded, top of the ninth.
1-run game, 2 outs. Jack Dolak against Tyler Weiner. Jets, Longboarders. Weiner into left. That's going to score Teats. That's going to score Lions. And into third. Tyler Weiner, the hero for the Longboarders in the top of the ninth. They lead the Jets 9-8 after a 2 RBI double. We knew it would be a great finish, and what about that from number 3?
The score has flipped again. And that may be a single, goes to second on the throw. We'll have to check the official score. Nonetheless,
that almost hits Hoppenstiefen.
It does hit him on the arm.
It did. It hit him on the arm. And now the Longboarders are threatening even more with a 1-run lead. Hoppenstiefen goes to first, and Tyler Weiner at second. Charlie Rees at third, bases loaded again. Jack Dolak with the 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed.
Real nice breaking ball there.
Joseph Holguin chases as the count is 1-1. Dolak with the 1-1 pitch. That's driven to the left side. Myro over to Holman, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The score has flipped back and forth. The tensions are high. Could Tyler Weiner be the hero? We'll see in the bottom of the 9th. Longboarders lead the Jets 9-8. Bottom of the 9th, and if you hear that noise in the dugout, it's for number 14 for the Longboarders, Dylan Vaughn, who was a big part of this team last year in their efforts of going 27-8, and he'll fire a strike there. Dylan attends San Diego City College, class of 2023, went to Point Loma High School, and he'll look to provide a save for the Longboarders as he misses on the outside.
Just a few inches outside there. He wanted that call, but
Right.
it was outside.
1-1 is the count. That one is driven to right and will drop for Quinzon. And Dylan Vaughn with a great story, has cerebral palsy, and he was actually one of 3 at birth. The other 2 passed away, and he was in an intensive care unit for over 70 days, survived, and has really taken the love of baseball as his healing mechanism. There's Diana over to Paulino. Oh, and
Double
just
play.
safe. Not a double play.
Double play. He got him out.
It is a double play.
5-4-3.
5-4-3, and Vaughn is pumped up.
I think the ump got it right there,
Yeah.
actually. I think he got it right.
I thought he just
5-4-3.
got him in time. I thought he said he was safe. It was Diana to Paulino.
Good throw to Paulino. Good
Right.
turn by Paulino.
Over to
and they got
Brian.
him. Double play.
Wow. And
One out away from a victory.
That's
for the
exactly
Longboarders.
what the Longboarders needed. As here's Vaughn. A great throw down the middle of the plate. The count is 0-1. 9-8 in favor of the Longboarders. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Vaughn. That one just misses on the outside. I think Vaughn wanted that call
That one
real
too.
bad.
Just missed, though.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just misses on the outside.
Teets tried to frame that one, but that one might have been even a little farther outside than the last.
And Paul Myro's the last hope, the 2-1 pitch. That one is low and in the dirt. The count goes 3-1. What a turn of events. 2 runs in the top half of the inning for the Longboarders and 1 out away from a victory as Dylan Vaughn walks Paul Myro. And now it's up to Micah Pietlo-Wiggs. Two outs in the bottom of the 9th. Paul Myro represents the tying run at first. What an opening day it has been. Micah Pietlo-Wiggs swings on that one. It's a deep fly ball to left, center, and caught. Charlie Ree with the catch. Dylan Vaughn gets the save, and the Longboarders take an incredible Game 1. And what about this opening day? 2 games decided by 1 run. The Longboarders take the rematch of last year's championship game 9-8. And it had to take all 9 innings for that one as Dylan Vaughn picks up the save.
How about that? Another 1-run game, thrilling game. Great save by Dylan Vaughn there, facing some pretty tough hitters. Got to hand it to him. And, wow, not too bad. 3-2 in the first game, Brewers over Warriors. 9-8, Longboarders over Jets in the afternoon game. That's a heck of an opening day. Excited to be here. It's just day 1 of many through, I think we're through August 8th. Much more exciting baseball to come.
We can't wait for you guys to join us. Our games are Monday through Saturday. And with 2 one-run results, that's going to end opening day. We thank you for joining us here at the San Diego League at San Diego Christian High School. The Brewers take Game 1. The Longboarders take Game 2. The game ball going to Tyler Weiner. We'll catch you guys tomorrow as the rest of the teams face off. But for now, for Mark Rogoff, I'm Cameron Ezer signing off.
Scott gets the